I've been thinking about strength, man. Strength, might, the power to fight. Is it money, authority, a cool job, a ton of likes? Okay. Let's keep it simple. I want to be strong. Can you believe it? We got self-driving cars. The time's coming, we'll be taking rockets to Mars. And yet you still got folks out there using their fists and bodies to seek strength. Yeah, I hear you, man. We're all a bunch of fools. But, you know, if you want to know about strength, you just got to get to it. We fighting fools are all getting to it on the streets. Simple and clean. Showtime, baby! This will be a good fight.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to Sets. It's been 4 months, 5 months. It's been a long time. We're on a hiatus, but we went on a hiatus for very good reason. New graphics, new players, new guests, new game. We've done it all for you guys at home. But yes, we pit 2 players into the ring and have a lovely chat with them over the Discord call to learn more about their views and opinions and probably their weird hot takes on Street Fighter 6 this time around, not Street Fighter 5. It is a new era. I'm going to be your host kicking off this campaign, Jammers, and alongside me, along with the new graphics, are my returning guests. We can do the show with them. They thought we got rid of them, but we didn't. We renewed their contracts that are non-existent, but they're back. There they are, Veggie and Olvaha. Veggie, talk to me. How you feeling today?
I feel really good. It's been a while. We had a lot of questions like, is it coming back? When's it coming back? And I wasn't really sure what to say on when it was coming back, but I always had this idea that it would come back. And now it is back. And with that, I think we have a really great start for the season of sets, as we have the World Warrior champion, like 8-time champion against the recent offline versus fighting champion, Rikemansbarnet. So I'm really excited to be back, and I already spoiled the fight card for you, Jammers. Let's go.
Don't worry. Olvaha, judo specialist, talk to me. You've been getting off with a lot of stuff until coming back. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Like Veggie said, I've had the same feeling, or like had to kind of keep my mouth shut, so to speak, about the return. and when we're kind of on air again, but we're finally back, and it feels really good because I've always enjoyed doing this with you guys. We've always had great guests, and tonight we're gonna have amazing guests as well. Just like Biggie kind of foreshadowed there, both of them really accomplished in the previous game and in this game as well. And finally, I can say that, Mom, I'm on TV.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic because they actually both are on TV. But yes, like we said, or like these two alluded to, we do apologize if anyone was a bit worried about the show not coming back. We had to do a complete rehaul. It does take a while. These graphics don't take 5 minutes. They can take nearly to 5 years now. I'm just messing with you. They do take a little bit of a while. We had other commitments going on, all three of us personally, but we did manage to bring it back in full force, especially at a busy time coming in with the CPT stuff as well. But yes, we're coming back in full force. So the first thing I want to let you guys know, we're returning back to Mondays. We used to do things on Tuesdays, but we're returning back to Mondays. I don't know if we have a graphic or run a show just to let you guys know how things go, but we haven't got one just yet. But we're going to be coming back on Mondays, and that will be, we'll advertise it on Capcom Fighters, and we'll advertise it on the show at the start and at the end of the show in future episodes, just not today. The second thing I got to show is we got to talk about a little bit about Aki, because I know our Capcom community manager, he is in the back somewhere. He wants to show off some Aki stuff. So he wants to show it, and you haven't seen it, we can put it on the screen very shortly for you guys. She does appear in 2 days, or less than 2 days. Fang's Disciple. She looks a bit weird. She looks a bit scary. I know a lot of the guys that went to Tokyo Game Show, they got to try her as well. We've seen a bunch of videos. I think Justin Wong put a video showing early access as well to the character. She looks fun. She looks interesting. I haven't got a main yet. I might try her out. She might be the new main. But Veggie, you want your early thoughts? What are you thinking so far on Aki?
The first thing I thought when I saw the trailer for Aki, or the one that we saw earlier, is the fireball. You know, how it looks. I think that looks just absolutely amazing to not have every time there's a fireball, it's the Hadouken style of fireball. Maybe it's a flame, maybe it's like a blue or even a purple fireball. But this one is just so different. It looks like a bubble that just flies through the screen. Kind of reminds me of Birdie's V-Skill 2. So
okay.
I think that's really cool, and that shows maybe how much great animations and artistic design we have to look forward into the character. As far as gameplay, I'm trying to wait until the character gets released to have an opinion, because some things can look incredibly strong on camera when someone else is playing or someone is showing it, and then it might not be that strong after all. So I think it's better to get that judgment out as the character comes along. So I haven't watched that much gameplay footage, but the aesthetics was the word I was looking for earlier, is looking really on point, and I think that's really cool to see. And like the trailer with the poison stuff, very nice. I like it a lot. I'm very excited for it. It's Wednesday, right? 2 days.
Yeah, it should be Wednesday, less than 2 days. So
yeah, so definitely gonna try her as well. But yeah, it might be a character for you. You know, I always thought you'd play JP, but here you are playing Rashid. So
do you know what? I haven't actually played any matches for like 12 days. I've been messing around with JP in the lab, to be honest, but it's more to figure out what the problem is. That's what I've really been doing. Don't worry.
Have you come up with an answer yet?
Not really. The answer was Rashid, actually. The answer was Rashid. Like, listen, when I was at Gamers 8, I was playing a lot of guys with Rashid. I was having a ton of fun over there. But no, shout out to the guys, the Arabic scene for when we were out in Saudi Arabia. But sorry, Ovaha, what about you? Your opinions on Aki? What you've seen thus far, if you've seen anything?
Actually, speaking about the bubble, I want to give you an even older example of a similar move. If you're talking about Darkstalkers, there's a character called Rikuo who has this water bubble.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's something that came into my mind immediately. I was like, yeah, I kind of dig the vibe there. But to my eyes, Aki seems like the first actual like specialist character, at least personally to me, but it's probably just because of the way she moves, and like she has a very distinctive play style. So that's probably why I think personally that way. And it's also because in the previous game Fang was a very specialist character as well. So maybe that's also like kind of affecting my point of view here, but I'm looking forward to what people are going to cook up with her, obviously. And I might not personally try her. Yeah, she looks so great in motion. But like, I'm personally not probably gonna main her, but I will definitely try her. And those claws look dangerous.
It's funny how you said you think she's the first specialist character. Do you not think Rashid is a specialist character?
That's true, but like, she is a specialist character on steroids.
Wow. Okay.
I think I understand. It's like Rashid is.
No, you know what it is?
Similar to all the characters,
okay,
right?
Yeah, here's the thing, because I had this discussion with other people the other day, right? So I said, Aki, I had this discussion with Logan. Aki is Gil and Fang put together. That's how I see it. Because obviously, when you put the poison on them, it's a status effect from Fang. But when you hit them again, there's a retribution effect, which you get the crumple, you get the launch. So I just put Gil and Fang together. The thing is with Rashid, we have a reference point, which is SF5. So when you saw Rashid announced, you already had an idea of how Rashid would work. But obviously, he's much more fun in Street Fighter 6. Aki is a brand new character. My point might be contradictory here. Aki's a brand new character in Street Fighter 6. So she's been designed with Street Fighter 6 in mind. Despite being, in lore-wise, Fang's disciple, we don't know how she act. Well, we know how she play now, but it's like we didn't know how she'd actually play when she was announced, and we don't know what is going to go on. So I can kind of see that in terms of, okay, she might be the first true specialist character because people will be starting from the ground up, and at least from the gameplay videos I've seen and whatnot, you're not going to learn that overnight. It's going to be super frustrating to learn the character at the start. Just like SF6 was in general, you had to get used to the mechanics and checking a lot of things. So I can just see in general that it's going to be frustrating. But if you like that process and just learning that stuff in general will be interesting. I want to see if, you know, Xian will pick her up. I think Mono showed an interest. I think Nemo potentially said that might be a new main. So I want to see who sticks with it. Because the fact that she hasn't got an invincible reversal, she's only got the EX slide that Fang had in SF5. The fact that she's got that, you're still susceptible to throws. And guess what else is susceptible to throws is parry as well. So you're kind of vulnerable
but
on,
also,
on two
like,
fronts.
Yeah, speaking also about the fact that I find it always interesting whenever there's a new character coming out. And it was the same with Rashid. It's like everyone's going to try them. But who's gonna really stick
that's
to
always
that
been my
new
question.
character? And that's always what interests me, because you sometimes see these like players who you would never expect to play someone like Aki, for example.
Do you know what? And I'm glad
that's
you
the
brought that
coolest
up,
thing.
right? Because here's the thing. Some people who main Chun-Li in SF5 don't main Chun-Li anymore. Some people who main Jury in SF5 don't main Jury anymore. And it's like, okay.
Which is interesting because these characters play very similar to the Street Fighter 5 iteration, right?
To a degree. I understand where you're coming from. To a degree.
Follow it.
I mean, we'll see. We will see. I mean, like, we'll just have to, like I said, we'll see down the line. But yeah, remember, she does come out on the 27th. But yes, also as well, if you like customizing your avatar and do avatar battles, there is going to be avatar gear coming through. I like Fang's hat. I like the gas mask as well.
I need that dress.
Now, I made a suggestion only to my co-hosts here, Veggie and Olvaha, so I like this stuff. Now, the stickers, I believe you only use the stickers in the Battle Hub chat, right? You don't use them in the custom room chat, if I'm not mistaken, is that right? Does anybody know? No one knows? Okay, looks like nobody knows.
I can't sign that.
The fact that no one knows, or no one answered means no one knows. I suggested that these stickers should actually be Twitch emotes. They're in the Battle Hub. Well, you didn't say anything either, producer. There you go. Anyway. So, my point is, sorry, I'm arguing with my producer live on camera. I suggested that the stickers that you see on the screen here, I think they'd make perfect Twitch emotes. And I think with any other character that comes out in the future, so we've got Ed coming and Akuma coming, if they have those stickers as well, I think they should make those Twitch emotes. They can have a new array of Twitch emotes when they do like CPT tournaments and the Capcom Cup finals. I think it'd be a blast, and it gets to like include more people. That's just my suggestion. That's my 2 cents. I like those title backgrounds as well. I actually might use one of those. And it's got.
I need the dress.
Wait, do you get Fang's barrels? Oh, are they bringing back SF5 tracks in the game? That's sick. I didn't know that. I think that's it.
I don't think they're actually like in matches, but I think they're in other game modes, if I'm not like completely mistaken. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the photo frame as well, then the device stuff. So I actually respect Capcom for actually doing all this stuff with the awards, because this takes a lot of work as well, and I'm curious to see what they would give Ed and what they'd give Akuma. Maybe they give you a custom main or something. But this gas mask as well, if you want to scare people in avatar matches, feel free to unlock those rewards. I think the rewards, you either buy them with the drive tickets, or you have to have the Ultimate Edition. I can't quite remember that. I don't have the Ultimate Edition, I have the Deluxe Edition. So that will be that. But I'll find out more. I will have more information on that later. Now, apparently, we also got something else to show you. We got to implement this into the show as well. Is monthly character usage data from Rookie all the way to Master. And it seems that at Rookie, I know what people are into with the #1 character, funnily enough. So Jury takes the top rankings with the Rookie status there. Through Iron to Gold, Ken doesn't surprise me. Well, actually, no. Through Iron to Master, Ken being the #1 spot doesn't really surprise me, to be honest with you. Because Ken's a very popular character outside of competitive play.
Yeah.
I just think that in general. I think Cammy and Jury, their positions have fluctuated a bit in both sides. From
That's
Iron
interesting
to
how
Master.
Jury goes down.
Yes, but I think, again, because Jury is aesthetically pleasing in the eye, a lot of people who are not invested into Street Fighter competitively actually love the hell out of the character. It's actually similar to another character in another game series, which I will not mention on Capcom Fighters, but it's basically the same trend. So it doesn't really surprise me in that regard. But then as you get from Platinum to Master, that's when people try to take the game a little bit more seriously. I think someone did mention if they did a character usage data thing just based off Master alone, not from Platinum to Master, that'd be interesting. And obviously because of the new MR system put in place, we will be asking our guests about that as well. I do want to ask them about that. That would have been an interesting metric. We'll try and include these as much as possible. I'm going to assume we're going to be doing these as soon as we get them. So as soon as we get the stats, the next episode will show the character use and just glance over them real quick. I don't know. Well, actually, I probably bet you top dollar Ken will probably stay in the top 5 throughout year 1 of the game's lifespan. Okay, we're going to transition over real quick.
Hey, yo.
If you have not seen it,
Mr. Master.
so I just got word from the producers of Street Fighter 6. Shouts to my boys. I took a picture of them back at Hollywood, Capcom Cup. They said, Jammers, on September 25th, tell everyone it was a lie. So what's a lie? Tell him Eliza's still with Ken, still got the kids, still got the job, he's intact, and tell him he took a certain guy from the Fighting of King's jacket. That's what he said. And I was like, okay, just sign on the dotted line. I'll keep my mouth shut till the 25th. But yes, if you haven't seen it, everyone should have seen it. Ken's got a brand new look. He's no longer a bum. He's grown out his hair. Well, his hair remains the same. He hasn't gone to a hair salon just yet. I actually know someone who can cut his hair. But the jacket, I love this jacket. This is I'm coming to steal your MR and your prize money.
I gotta say though, the hair in this costume. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just sorry. But going back to Ken, the hair in that costume is just that's really S tier. I really like that.
It's so good. It's so flamboyant.
It looks so
it's
good.
so flamboyant.
It's really cool. Yeah, really cool.
Now, this is amazing, right? Because this happened in Street Fighter 5. Some characters that were played the least got some of the best costumes. In my personal opinion, I think they've done it again. It's actually not to their own detriment because this is an amazing outfit design for Lily. Maybe this is in contention for maybe she might get buffed or more suitable for this system's mechanics in the future. But I'm curious because I didn't think the costume designs would work in this game as well as they did in SF5, but it's a different engine because they're using the Resident Evil engine. And these guys can go nuts with their character designs. So I actually can't wait to see how this looks in-game. I don't think we've got a date for when these costumes are available. Okay, we haven't got a date for when these costumes are available, but this is actually brilliant to see with Lily. I think we've got one more as well. Yes!
This is my favorite, actually. This is my favorite.
I'm always annoyed that they give Cammy the coolest jackets. Why?
I feel like it's the way it's so cool because it kind of reminds me of the Street Fighter 2 movie as well, the animated movie, where she had this kind of a long
well, she had that in SF5 as a costume code.
Sorry?
She had that in SF5 as a costume code. The jacket you're talking about, they brought the Killer Bee outfit back and the costume code was the jacket.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, this absolutely goes hard. I mean, kind of a long coat here, but also kind of short sleeves. I think it like breaks the aesthetic very well, and you know, that just looks really fantastic. I love the red on Cammy as well, contrasting with the darker compression clothes underneath. Just looks very slick.
Yes! Okay, I've been screaming about this. Sorry, I didn't want to cut off Obaha like that real quick. But I've been, me, Veggie, and a few other people, I've been saying this from day dot. This costume should have been in the game when the game came out. If you're doing nostalgic costumes, I know it's not really nostalgic, but this should have been out when Luke came out. I prefer this look. I think this would be a lot better. This is my personal opinion. I think this would look a lot better in Street Fighter 6 in his current costume at the moment. I'm not against his new look, but I think this look really embodied what Luke was about and how strong he was in SF5, and he's still pretty damn strong in SF6. I'm curious about the colors they will put on the shorts. I don't know if they're going to replicate what they did in SF5 or they're going to do completely different new ones. And I think his character faces on the character select screen when you're loading into a match, I think they'll look funny in this costume as well. So I actually am looking forward. I'm actually looking forward to this costume, surprisingly.
Absolutely.
I know Luke has a bit of a negative connotation and stigma, but I'm actually looking forward to this costume.
Can I just add something about the Cammy costume? Because I think every character at some point should get one of those jackets. The Ken has that jacket. Not the same, but like these long coats.
Yeah, trench coat, something like that.
Just imagine Zangief with
long coats.
like a tank top and military pants or something, and then like a coat over. That would look so amazing. Just getting that coat costume. So I would really like to see more characters get these coats. I think they look amazing, especially in this game. Sorry.
And I'll just to add that, like long coats, for example, and then you have like in the contrast, you have like the compression training clothes, for example, underneath that. So it makes gives a lot of flair for the character.
Look, all I want is you can put whatever costume you want in the game. Like, I think there was some point they giving Marisa a wedding dress for like whatever sake, but like all I'm saying is when you make these costumes, just consider competitive play. That's it, because there's been some cool stuff in the game, stages, or in previous games, stages and costumes that look fantastic, and we can't use them because of their like a problem they have in competitive play. But hopefully down the line they consider that. Right, there is another thing we got to announce as well, because it did get announced, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and it is talking about competitive play. Street Fighter League Europe is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming back in full force for brand new games, and the teams were announced. 3 returning teams and 3 new ones. Team Mouse, BMS, and 00 Nation. Certain had some hands on 00 Nation. I wonder if we can pick his brains about that stuff. But yes, the new teams are Team Wolves. And for those of you who are not involved, or you're not a fan of football or soccer, as you call it in the States, we actually have an official Premier League team in Street Fighter League. That is a huge deal, because a lot of football teams have actually been invited to delve into esports in some degree. And we're going to have Team Wolves, Wolverhampton, coming into the league there. We've got BK Rog. That's going to be interesting. I wonder who's going to be captaining that team. And we've got Team Guild. Now, my info might be outdated, might be a little bit off. Guild have a partnership with Sky. Sky is a television broadband network in the UK. I think it's the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones. But the Team Guild, I think, is owned or partly owned by David Beckham. If you don't know who David Beckham is, go on Google. You'll use it. Look it up in about 5 seconds. So that's a very big deal. We have some big names in this league. There's been no dates in regards to when it's going to be starting. We've just got the teams announced. But if 00 Nation's there, that means have you picked a different squad? Are you going to be back on the squad? Is that going against Ed?
He's gone.
Am I asking too many questions?
Wait,
Wait, okay. Apparently, I've asked too many questions. I can't ask any questions. Okay, just answer me this. This is an anecdotal one. This is a personal one. Are you happy 00 Nation are back in the league?
That I am.
Okay.
Was that a good answer?
That's a fantastic answer. Are you going to tell me any of your players? Okay, I got word from the voice of reason he can't divulge that information either. Anyway, okay, just wait for the announcements to come through. But then we also got one more thing to mention, because I know we got the guests in the green room waiting as well. We will talk about that as well. I don't know if we have any. Have we got the CPT stuff at all? Do you want to skip that part? Okay, we're going to skip our CPT part. But what we are going to do now is I've kept you guys waiting long enough. We did announce this on Twitter, but roll the fight card real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, the guys did mention it at the start of the hour, but now we're here. Thank you for joining us back on our returning episodes of Sets. But yes, we've got some of the heavier hitters in the European region right now. EndingWalker, the man who's on an 8-win streak in the World Warrior run, had a fantastic time at Capcom Cup. He's at Gamers 8. This guy's been gallivanting the world, and he's still picked Ryu. Fantastic. Also, his opponent is somebody who is built different from Sweden versus fighting 2023 champion, and he thinks it's okay to walk to just about any venue he can. Listen, his career was bigger in 5 minutes of him walking somewhere than his entire SF5 career. That's brilliant. I think that's great. And the fact that we got these two in the same room talking about Street Fighter is going to be such a memorable thing. I'm going to hope I can keep my brain cells intact, because these two are built different in their own right. And that's why you got to love them. They provide great gameplay. They'll probably give you some great answers as well, but we got them here. But yes, Olvaha, you looking forward to the set? Ryu versus Jury? Interesting one.
I'm really looking forward to this, because they're both fantastic in their own right. Like, the other guy, EndingWalker, has like unrivaled reactions, in my opinion, in Street Fighter, and the other guy has probably the strongest legs in the FGC, so I'm really looking forward to them clashing. But both of them have like good opinions on the game, and I can't wait to pick their brains as well regarding how the game has launched, and now that kind of we've had the game for like several months now.
Yeah,
I'm interested to hear what they're. Sorry?
It's coming up to like 4 or 5 months, I think.
Yeah.
I want to say 4.
It's 4? I'm included. You know, I keep including the time that we played it 2 weeks before it came out, the beta as well, the open beta. I just think it's been longer.
Oh, the demo thing?
Yeah, the demo and the open beta we had. Or like,
then it's like 4 or 5, yeah.
It feels like it's been way longer. But Beggy, what about you? The set, Ryu versus Jury, what do you think?
You know, it's so cool. Like, EndingWalker could pick any character. He has a sick Geef. He has a DJ that's getting there. He has a sick Ken. like he could literally play any character. He has that age where he can learn really quickly. He has great reactions, as Olvaha mentioned. But then he chooses, like you alluded to in a funny way, which made me laugh because I thought it was a genius. He plays Ryu. But he also showed a lot of people that Ryu is not as weak as everyone thought. Or is it just EndingWalker who is that strong? That is always the question you need to ask yourself, unless a lot of people are doing the same thing with the character. And as far as I know, I mean, there's been some Ryu wins, but the one in the UK region is kind of extra, it has extra impact. So I think it's really cool that he plays Ryu, does well with Ryu, and wants to play Ryu, because it's so fun to watch Ryu play. Even though it's maybe the most basic and one of the oldest styles in the game, still, when I get to see tournament matches, when Ryu is represented at a high level, I just think it's really enjoyable to watch. So I think it's a super sick set for the first edition offsets. Like that one?
Yes, I know you
We love
worked
it.
on that literally 30 seconds before you actually came out your mouth. That was actually fantastic. I'll give you that one. 11 out of 10 points there. But yeah, I don't want to keep our guests waiting any longer because we've actually had a lot of stuff to cover over, but we'll cover some more stuff after everything's done. But yes, if we can get our guests EndingWalker and Rikemansbarnet to unmute the mic so we can have a lovely chat with them. It's been a little while. Well, I think I chatted to EndingWalker much sooner or much more recently than Rikemansbarnet, but let me find out. Gentlemen, can you both hear me loud and clear?
Yep.
Yes,
Perfect. All right. It's good to be back. 4 months. But yes, EndingWalker, Rikemansbarnet, thank you very much for taking time out of your day and joining us tonight. I know you guys were probably still grinding the game before you joined us here. But you know what this phase is all about? Asking questions, hearing your wild-ass hot takes. I'm pretty sure the both of you have got some hot takes over SF6 so far. And this is the platform to make those hot takes and defend your point. But now, the first thing I want to ask you both, this is an interesting one because I don't really hear this often. So we'll start with EndingWalker. What is your most favorite thing about Street Fighter 6? I don't really hear people ask people that. Do you have a favorite thing about SF6?
The expressiveness of combos.
Okay. Would you care to elaborate on that? Or would you just like do roundhouse interferes, drive rush cancel, roundhouse
You can
interferes?
definitely make a statement with combos in this game a lot more so than you could with 5. Like if
Okay.
you kill someone with jabs 9 times, you're definitely telling that guy there's something. Jab, 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 drive rush.
Oh, you mean
Or if
when
you
you,
do
when
some-
you juggle it, or you just mean like 3 jabs into drive rush?
I just
3
mean
jabs
like
into-
there's a lot of different ways to send a message with combos in this game, which is cool.
Okay, would you diversify the combo system any more than it is now, or are you kind of fine with the way it works right now?
I think it's fine right now.
Okay, interesting. I like that one. You can make a statement with combos, and if you love combos, that's a very good answer. Rikeman, what about you? What's your favorite thing?
top one, like, free is the internet code. It's absolutely flawless.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like not even close. That's just amazing. They finally got a fighting game that completely works online. That's just completely amazing to me.
I agree.
But if you're gonna say like the actual game, I would say defense. I actually really like how defense. Okay, yeah, hear me out. I like that it's
Yeah,
a lot of like.
I'm letting you defend your point now. I did say wild takes are coming through, so defend your point.
Okay, we gotta say if we discount throw loops in the corner, okay? I actually
Right.
really think the defense in this game has a lot of depth to it, like insane amounts compared to 5.
Okay, do you mean with drive reversal, parry, and reversal?
I
or do
mean,
you
all
the-
these options.
Okay.
And there's so much tech you can find out in this game, and answers to a lot of different stuff. Did I not see that item clip recently on Twitter, for example? Blocked 40 seconds, and then the second he did a teleport, he was still parrying. And then he did drive rush, low profile, the jump in with his crouch jab. Oh wait, no, he beat the empty jump throw with drive rush, crouch jab. And I haven't seen that before. And there's a lot of stuff like that you can see in this game.
Okay.
So I do think there's a lot of like options you have on defense. It's just a little bit sad that the offense is maybe a bit brain dead.
In terms of mindless, what do you mean? Do you think it's too easy to set up and kind of get into?
Any block normal. We complained about V3 cancels in 5, and now we have drive rush cancels with basically the same thing, except that it moves you. It's like Ken's V3 cancel in 5. Everyone has it, and like multiple times each turn. And even have to cancel it, just do it in neutral. It's completely fine for a lot of characters. So I think the offense is a little bit easier to set up with the throw loops, and all the defensive options, a lot of them lose to throws, parry, DI, stuff like that. So I think setting up the throw situation is a bit too easy in this game, but that's like main problem I have maybe with the game.
Okay, no, that's fair because I think that's a general consensus at the moment. But sorry, you wanted to finish your point? Sorry.
Yeah, but overall, I think the defense in this game is really sick and well designed.
Wow.
I understand what you mean because it is fun to try to get a read on when you can get the perfect parry going, when you should do the throw, when you can do the backdash, when you can do the jump out. There's a lot more to think about as the offender.
What you can check with DP and stuff like that.
Hey, if you have a DP.
I agree with there being a lot more depth, but there's a lot of depth, but you only ever really do 2 options.
I think you can.
I love this
I don't
game.
think you have to do the options, but like, yeah, that's the thing.
That's the
With
problem.
those easy-
Like drive reversal is so hard to use.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's some characters you have to use it. Like Lily, if you didn't have drive reversal, Lily would be maybe top 1. Maybe. That's,
Okay, I said hot takes. I didn't say that hot, mate. Like,
I can DP EX. You can still DP EX Kondo.
Yeah, like
Well,
EX combo. If we didn't have drive reversal, EX combo would actually be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in a fighting game.
oh, well, it could be one of the most strongest skip neutral moves in the game, yes. But I'm with Ender. Like, drive reversal is pretty difficult to use. There's set scenarios where it can be used, but it's
I just want to point out. Wait, I just want to point out. EX Counter Spire is what is called Yun's EX dash punch, except it beats fireballs as well. I just want to point that out.
okay. No, that's
actually a fair
a
point.
very
And
good
it's very
comparison.
similar.
And it's faster too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good comparison. I mean, maybe later down the line, because this happened with V reversals at some point. V reversals were a bit too good, then they got toned down, then they were a bit obsolete for 1 or 2 seasons in Street Fighter 5, and then they came back. So maybe down the line, they might be a little bit quicker, because I'd like to use them in a little bit more scenarios, but then that might defeat offense in a lot of aspects of the game, but I could be wrong. But I like that EndingWalker brought up the point of saying, yes, you've given us 10 different options when we're only supposed to be using 2. So what was the point of the other 8? So I kind of see that aspect. I'd like to use every single one, but I think that comes with understanding the meta and the meta developing over time. I think it might be still too early to make certain assumptions. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me personally. So no, I do like those. I do like those takes. Now, another thing I wanted to ask you both is, this has had a lot of talk online, and I know you guys grind online a fair bit. I want to ask you about the MR system and just your overall opinion on it. Is it a good implementation or good representation of ranking in fighting games, or is it not as good? EndingWalker, let's get your opinion on the MR system in Street Fighter 6.
I actually think the MR system is perfectly designed. I think it's a very accurate representation of a player's skill now, and I feel like people aren't used to having that, so they're calling it too harsh or whatever.
Okay.
Because they're not used to actually having to have a consistently high win rate. Whereas, like, you can go up LP with like a 40% win rate.
Yes.
If you have a 40% win rate with MR, you're going to go way, way down. The only problem I have with it is that if you're like, 2100 MR or something, and you can get put against someone with like 1300 MR and you will not gain anything.
Wait, so you don't get a point at all?
No, you get nothing.
Yeah, but you get a moral victory reward, no?
You get LP and you risk losing 20 MR.
Yeah, well then, doesn't that go back to what people were doing in SF5? The Warlords just don't lose. You don't lose
True.
anyway.
Easy.
So what
Yeah,
are you saying? You should be earned at least a point for participation? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just feel like you shouldn't be matched with someone who is like 500 MR or something lower than you.
Okay, no, that's completely fine. I remember we had this, just to make this quickly, if I can get the point across quickly. There was this problem in Street Fighter 5, especially in the European region with the Warlords there. There were only about 20 active Warlords, and if you only made the Warlords fight each other, they'd only be getting games every 40 minutes, because that's what
You're
mathematically happened. And some people who are Warlords actually had 2 accounts, and one of them was inactive. That's why there's only 6 active Warlords. So this is a substantial improvement in terms of what's going on. But I do agree with what EndingWalker is saying. You shouldn't be matched with someone with such disparity in ML. That's kind of unfair on them as well, actually, because I think the argument works on both ends. You're like,
it's a waste of time for both players.
There you go. Now, I don't know if that's going to be expanded or not expanded. Is that going to shrink over time? So you get, what would the minimum number for you be? 1700? 1800? Any number?
Wait, what would the minimum
So if you have 2100, what's the lowest you should be matched with, do you think? Like 1700?
1500.
Okay, so the base cap it gives you then, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 2000 or above, and it should be like 1500.
Fair enough. No, I respect that. That's interesting. What about you, Rikemansbarnet? Are you happy with this MR system? Do you like it telling you how good or bad you are every day? Or
Yeah, I've been saying for a long time, even in Street Fighter 5, like we should have like a ELO system from chess basically, and that That's actually what they added. Was basically just chess elo to Street Fighter.
Yeah, it was.
So I've been saying it for a long time. I was just a bit scared because the main issue I had with the 6 online wasn't the rating system. It was the matchmaking. Basically,
Right.
I could only get Swedes, Germans, Norwegians, like this region. I never played the French, I never played the UK people unless I set up a lobby.
Right.
But they fixed that the same patch, I think. So now all of Europe, basically, I can get them all the time in ranked. And they also do a pretty good job for the most part of putting me against like people in my own rank. Just when the ranked lobby takes a bit too long, then you start looking for 1500 and takes a bit longer, starts looking for 1300 and then diamonds and masters.
Right. Okay. So
So I
it's
just
just
think-
if it can't find someone within a certain pool, then it kind of expands it but goes lower. Is that
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening?
And
Okay.
I think you should be able to maybe turn off that feature, but with how many features Street Fighter 6 already has, they should be able to just add that, honestly.
Oh well, listen. There's been a lot of quality of life changes happened already, and there's still to be more quality of life changes happening. So I'm pretty sure down the line it'll come through. But no, I'd like that.
Can I add something to MR ranked
Please, go for it,
discussion?
please.
So I am also of the opinion that MR ranked is great because you can't really farm it unless you like blacklist players just to get points.
Wait,
Which I actually don't think you should be able to blacklist.
I don't even think you
anymore.
can do that, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I don't think it should be possible at least to blacklist when there is an MR ranked system because that kind of defeats the purpose because then you can go back to kind of farming. But I would like to see as the season progresses inflation in points by the game to encourage people not just sitting at a rank but actually encourage people to continuously prove their rank and play in ranked because if you get to a high enough rank for like let's say legend, there's not really any reason for you to be in ranked other than getting people to play against, which you can also do in lobbies. And I would like because I would like it to kind of encourage more playtime by slowly inflating the points in the same not so that you can get points like you could in other games, but just so that you are encouraged to keep playing until the end of the season. If you understand what I mean.
No,
Yeah.
I get that.
I wonder if they want you to get multiple characters to legend. I think Punk has like 5 characters, 6
Yes.
characters UK already.
I think it's more than that. I think it's like 7 or 8 at this point.
Well, it'll be
Probably.
taking up a lot of the slots. So if you want to get to this, what was it, legend rank? I don't even know how many, what rank you need to be for that, but
I think right now it's around about 1950.
oh,
But I
okay.
also
Please go for it.
just wanted to say that I also agree with the fact that it's a great addition to the game, the whole MR system, because I did think that especially a lot of the better pro players did start to get kind of fatigued by the fact that you can only climb the master rank, but it feels a little bit more meaningless. So I do think that for people who especially want to grind ranked a lot of the time and use it as stream content, for example, I do think that this makes it way more entertaining because there's actual stakes on the line for content creation wise as well.
Okay. No, I like that. And again, you guys play this game way more actively than I do, so it's always good to get your opinions on this stuff because, again, you guys are active players, very solid players. Now, I want to ask you both about characters individually. We'll ask Rikeman first. Why did you end up on Jury? Was that because of the beta when you were playing her and the betas that happened? Or did you say, you know what, we'll try something new and let's see how far we can take it? What was the reason for picking Jury?
I think there was a friend, I was working in the day the beta dropped, so I couldn't play for the first like 6 hours, and a friend told me, yo, Yuri's busted. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try her out. I like busted characters.
I like that you didn't hide that.
No, I thought she was the best in the beta, and I still think she's up there. I want to say I almost pick her second or first. I was up there at least, but like,
Wow.
I'm probably the biggest Yuri up player in the world.
Do you have these thoughts while walking like for 7 hours or something?
Oh, you don't want to know where I put JP on the tier list.
Let's
Now I want to know.
I'm actually curious.
Wait, hold on.
Have I found someone who shares my opinion,
We'll
maybe?
get that. We'll get to that bridge when we come to it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, let me ask you this, right? Going with Jury again. Do you think her level 2 is one of the worst level 2s in the game? One of the best ones?
I think it's middle of the pack. I think Guile probably has the worst one.
Okay.
Blanc? No, wait. JP obviously has the best one. I don't think there's a competition.
Blanca, Rashid.
You think JP's is better than Blanca's?
Yeah.
What about Rashid?
Oh, yeah, Rashid as well. It is hard. I think Yuri is middle of the pack of them.
Threw a wrench in your ranking there.
Oh yeah, but it's like, if you have to rank all the level 2 supers, it gets weird all of a sudden.
I think Rashid's is probably better than JP's.
I don't even think... I think Blanca's is better than Rashid's, but also, I only get match of experience as a Big Bird, and he's like the best Rashid by far.
Do you know what's crazy? I'll tell you this, right? I've said this before. I said this about Big Bird's Morizu as well. I actually think Big Bird is a bad barometer for a lot of the stuff in Street Fighter 6 because he's too good. I think he's just a bad metric to go, yeah, this is sick. Because Big Bird, I was like, yeah, that's Big Bird. It's an exception, not like, you know.
Does Yuri lose to Rashid or do I lose to Big Bird? That's the real question.
Yeah, well, there you go. But no, I like to throw that in there because I do think Yuri has some of the best safe jumps in the game, but that's mainly because of Feng Shui Engine, which is why I asked you about the level 2. And I think there's some pretty interesting stuff about the level 2, but I just wanted to hear your opinion on it.
Hey, okay, basically, my whole opinion of the level 2 is really good in one very specific situation. Basically, if they have two, like just under 2 bars, or like 1 bar left to drive bar, and you hit them, you can burn them out from so easily.
Okay.
You can do 2 drive bars of damage, and then you can set up a safe jump, most usually, and then you can get them to like true mix-up, just they have to guess, basically.
Okay.
But if you can't set that up, that very specific situation, I don't like it at all. But
Like to use that against a burned out opponent?
yeah, but like, if Yuri already has really strong burnout pressure, does you really need to spend 2 bars to get it even a little bit better? And if the mix-up doesn't pan out, then you might have just wasted 2 bars. Like, I want the guaranteed 1 bar or 3 bar over the 2 bar most of the time. There's like 5% of games maybe, or even maybe slightly less, I use the level 2, and I think it's good. But I think overall, a lot of Yuri players overused it early on, and I think I didn't really see the point.
Okay, no, that's fair. If you want
What
to
about
conserve
when
the
you
bar
burned
for level
out?
3. Yeah, what
Yeah,
about
when
you?
I'm burned out,
then
that's
use it.
an interesting thing, because I've been thinking about this. When I'm burned out, you can actually use it to like fight back slightly better, but still, I have to be winning for me to be wanting to waste 2 bars on, I guess, like, maybe I can make a comeback on this.
Yeah.
I was thinking of building your drive bar back faster.
Yeah, you can do it like that, but like, it's not guaranteed that it will work out, and if I'm gonna spend 2 bars, I want guaranteed stuff, basically.
Okay.
Sounds nice.
No, that's really interesting.
Guaranteed or nothing.
Now,
3 bars,
Happy
I
for-
guess.
I'm
Let's
happy
go.
for you, bro.
well, and may you remain happy.
Sounds
for it,
nice.
honestly. Right, let me move over to EndingWalker because we are running out of time here. Now, I know we've had this back and forth in I think about 3 different countries now, which is the funny part about this. So we'll do it online now. You like to play characters that are fun. You find Ryu fun.
Yep.
Do you find Ken fun as well? Because I've seen you've been playing Ken recently. Is that you finding Ken fun?
Not as
well?
fun as Ryu, but he's fun.
Okay, now using that logic, let's say hypothetically, Ed is the funnest character in the game when he comes out. Are you going to drop everything and everyone for Ed if he's that fun?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hold you to it. Even if Ed's bad, if he's really fun, you're still going to play him.
If Ed's terrible but really fun, I'll play him. I'll just have Ryu as a pocket character.
Okay. Do you think Ryu is a good main or a better secondary? Because I find that some characters that people play, they are better as secondaries because you're more efficient with them. You don't try to find every nook and cranny with them, if that makes sense.
I mean, I play Ryu with a secondary of Ken, so like I'm not in the position to talk about which character you should main.
Oh, I mean, I guess you're
I
right.
think you can main Ryu. I think he doesn't lose that many matchups, or at least the ones that he does lose, you can win it, with the exception of like maybe 1 matchup, which is Dulcim in my opinion. But like if you just have any other kind of like character in the pocket, it'll probably cover the matchups.
Okay. Well, you're gonna prove to me now whether Jury is a good matchup or a bad matchup. Then we'll talk to you afterwards. But I've got one last question before we run to a break. All right, we'll start with Rikeman because apparently he's been dying to answer this. Currently, who do you think is the best character in Street Fighter 6?
Oh, best. I think it's still the top 4 from like the beginning of the game. It's like
I just want who
Luke,
the best character
Ken,
is.
Yuri. Yeah, but like it's so hard. Like Luke
No,
and Yuri.
it's
these
not
top 3.
hard. Just pick one.
Luke and...
You have got JP in your top 3.
Oh, I think maybe he's probably in my top 5, but I'm not sure. There's so many good characters.
I
in this
just
game.
want who your top 1 is here.
You're gonna get absolutely smoked on Twitter.
We're trying to make content here. Who is
Yeah,
Rikemanbarnet's top 1?
Okay, I say 3 characters, but Luke, maybe.
Okay.
All right.
Luke,
There's not an easy answer.
Luke doing well against the jury.
Fantastic.
It's 5-5.
Fair enough.
Hang on. We'll save those questions for later. EndingWalker, who do you think the best character in the game right now?
It's a hard question.
No, it's not.
It's between there's a 50%. There's like one of two characters for me.
50% chance is as good as any, mate. Pick one.
Yeah. All right,
50% chance to get it right.
I'll go with Ken. Okay.
Fantastic. Luke and Ken, brilliant. No one's mentioned JP. All right, cool, because I don't want the producers getting in my ear. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I'm going to get these guys into a lobby. We'll debate the characters after the break is done. But yes, when we get back into the lobby, we're going to get these two in there on the first to 10. So just get your snacks, get your drinks, because we're going to have a first to 10 underway here on the show. See you in a bit.
Hadouken!
Peggy 12.
Time to work, time to work. When inhaled, coriammertin blocks the gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors in the central nervous system, causing spasmodic muscle contractions.
Master, it's a work of art! It's perfect!
What to do with you now? So, shall we put him out of his misery? Time for some experimentation. I bet poison would work wonders on you. I wouldn't move if I were you. Poison's on the menu. I'm finished with you. I have my other step. Let's do now. Here, there, then here, and my magnum opus. Is my poison kicking in?
Street Fighter 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sets here on Capcom Fighters. We're back on the Monday time schedule, and we are back with the show. And if you just tuned in, we're actually going to start our set for the evening. That's going to be Rikemansbarnet going up against EndingWalker, the strongest legs in the FGC versus the quickest reflexes in the FGC. We'll see who's gonna win this.
Who's gonna walk out on top of this
Who's
set.
gonna walk out? Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, by
Dude,
the way, but you know, I was thinking about it. I'm glad Sets took its time with the return, because now the sets that we see, we're gonna understand the situations better. We're gonna have more things. We can explain what is going on a lot better, because the game has been a lot more fleshed out. Is that how you say it? Fledged out or something?
Fleshed out, yeah.
Yeah, fleshed out. So I think that in general, it's going to be more interesting to watch and to commentate the matches, as the game is deeper now than it was at the start, right? And people are maybe more comfortable being in a serious situation playing the game, because they have actually learned their character properly now. So it's a perfect time to be back, and I'm just excited to see these high-level matches. I'm again, as I said earlier, I'm just super glad for the first set that we got, that it's such a prestigious set as it is.
Yes, indeed. We've got these guys in the lobby. We're just getting them sorted and getting to spectate it, because it seems that... No! He has learned. Fantastic. I didn't have to get up on my seat. That's great. There you go. First to 10.
Baby.
Let's go. And it seems like we've got a lot of new people to the show, so they don't actually understand how this works. We implement a talk show with matches.
Tell them, jammers.
So we do a news roundup as well as a interview with the players, so you learn more about them and their backgrounds, as well as their competitive standpoint. And then we get into the games. If you only want to show up for the games, or of your uncle, because the games are here now. First to 10.
I just gotta say that transition to the Street Fighter 6 was perfect, because it was as Jury's jumping heavy kick or heavy punch just landed on Ryu. It just looked too good. That transition of the scenes, that was so good. That was perfect.
Oh, okay. Nice clutch back throw there to answer the DI.
All right, good block there on the cross under DI, and that's going to be the round there for Rikemansbarnet. So yes, EndingWalker has said in the past that Ryu basically has every tool that he can use. Some matches may be a little bit more difficult than others, but he feels that Ryu can fight just about anyone. High damage output, he's got some annoying tools to work with. Heavy hitter, one of the heavier hitters in the game, of course. But I want to see how this matchup will pan out over time, because I'm so used to watching first to 2s and first to 3s, not really first to 10s, to really see how a matchup pans out.
That's true. But also, I just want to add that Ryu canonically hates spiders, so this should, in theory, be his worst matchup.
I love how you have the lore on point every time, Mobile. It's such a great addition to the show in general. How you can just come in with these little facts and these quick informations just to make it even more gourmet when watching.
Well, I mean, listen, this is why I like Rikeman as a person, right? He has these hot takes, and he's got to back out with his gameplay immediately after his hot take, so... And he was talking about how good Jury's crouching medium punch was. It actually was an anti-air in the beta. I think it still could be used as an anti-air. Lovely interruption with that EX Shoryuken there from EndingWalker. He really labs out this game here. Oh yeah, that was
I wonder, that EXDP, would it punish the crouching mini kick at the range? Should it? It's a -6 on block and a 6-frame startup maybe. So maybe it was like a guaranteed either way. Oh,
nice. True, that's a good point. But the thing is, you know what? Ryu has a fair number of moves that actually have quick startup. I was looking at his super last night. It's 5-frame start, but his range is horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah. So it's not something you punish with because of the range.
Yeah.
But you can count on someone like EndingWalker making use out of that, even though it has a very stubby range.
All right, gets a low forward cancel, and then because they're scaling, he had to spend the super. It didn't quite get the round, though, because of the damage scaling. He might have to extend it a bit more, but lovely anti-air.
The anti-air, that's going to
he might be able to win the round, though.
No, he got the drivers.
Out of one jump, man.
Those drivers is just so difficult against Jury, and Rikemans knows it, so he puts these thoughts about fireballs and stuff into your head, and then out of nowhere, the green dash is coming and you might not be ready to stop it, and it was a perfect example of how it worked there. With so little life, anything would kill him, and he still managed to get that counter going in.
Well, it seems to be interesting because
that always just hits so hard, man.
He goes for a safe jump. Nice parry there. Wasn't the perfect parry, but it's going to be the round, and he actually utilizes that forward, I think it's forward heavy kick or forward medium kick. The step kick there with Ryu really well. And he knows the optimization from that move in the corner ending Walker. I think he's one of the only replays that uses that move.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, he's like one of the only Ryus who actually utilizes that step kick to like the fullest potential. He uses it like a shimmy too.
And I think it's something that's really great to do in the corner, because a lot of these crouch medium kick driverish type of characters, they will just press crouch medium kick when they're cornered. So if you have something that you can just completely go over it, it's almost guaranteed to get a land every now and then when someone is cornered. So it's just a great kind of like a general knowledge thing to add to your gameplay.
Okay, now obviously EndingWalker is one of the best players right now to utilize perfect parry, or just the parry in general, but a lot more players in the European region, they are trying to snuff that out. They're trying to get that free 20% damage via throws. That's going to be the cancel. That should be level 3. Yeah, he's going to optimize the whole thing. No, he got the combo!
He drops it. Oh, and look at the whiff on EndingWalker as well.
Oh, that's the round. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, because that's the CA version as well.
Nice. And I think Enrique could definitely have chilled going into the CA earlier there. The life bar was really low, as you can see. It's the same life bar as when it happened, but he wanted to be optimal, and that optimization definitely cost him.
See, and the thing is, if he wasn't ready with his level 3, the reset overhead that EndingWalker did from the drive rush, something that players are doing a lot more often now, that was kind of guaranteed, because that was like, you're not going to stand block, so...
And an interesting part about it is that if you predict these kind of delay heavy or something like that on non-cancelable normals, going for the drive impact is actually a counter that works. Not a reaction counter, but if you call out the overhead and you go for a drive impact, when they do the button into drive rush, you get the full juggle and the full thing. So that's something we might see added into the mix later.
Oh, that's definitely going to jump over. Nice one.
I don't know if that was intentional, but it worked out. Gets the throws, going to recover a sliver of drive gauge here, but it doesn't matter because he takes the round in game 3 here, Rikeman. Again, right now,
feel like he was using that. Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, I think he was using that jumping medium punch to kind of avoid, like, you know, taking the hitbox out of his legs there for a moment to kind of make sure he doesn't get hit by the super.
That's a big shimmy.
Oh, do you know what?
Gets it, you get the follow-up anyway.
I've seen that happen to a lot of players now. Their light strings, when they're trying to do something, he's going to anti-air with a level 3. Despite EndingWalker, he tried to do EX Tatsu, so he's actually going to lose even more drive gauge than what was originally planned. And the drive rush throw should do it here. Not even.
Yeah, what a beautiful bait from Rikemansbarnet there.
He done it anyway, but... He's done it anyway, but...
Dude, that's actually what EndingWalker said. Like, you can use the game's mechanics to express yourself. I think that was definitely one of those moments.
Of course. Alright, let's see how this goes from here. But yeah, like I was saying before, I can see that EndingWalker is definitely utilizing all the tools in Ryu's toolset. I do think against certain characters over others, nice perfect parry, that he has to expend, you have to have more mental focus, mental stamina to really get things on point, as opposed to other characters dealing with some of these tools from Jury and whatnot, so...
I was just going to say that I haven't seen EndingWalker use the high blade kick too much, or you know, the donkey kick, so to speak. He hasn't been using that too much in this set currently, because sometimes when he plays, he uses that super heavily. I think it's probably a matchup kind of a thing as well, but I'd like to see him use that more.
And you know, Rikemans is going to DP almost every one of these driverish cancels in neutral. He's really good at it. He DPs from crouching, so you can't get the low in on it either. And it's something he does more consistently than I think any player in the world right now that I've been watching anyway.
Well, here's the thing, because a lot of the players at high level, they've been saying having a reversal is part of the meta, it's integral because of how much things it interrupts. It stops the drive rush cancel, as you were talking about before, discussing just a moment ago, Beggy. You can see it with both these two. They're using EXDP despite being 2 bars in a lot of situations to reset things to neutral and try and regain ground. That's a level 3, that's going to be the round. Oh, no!
He did the Tatsu! Yeah, he did the Tatsu! He recovered.
Dude, massive drain.
It doesn't
massive
matter.
reactions for a massive drain.
So, I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it. EndingWalker has those quick reactions.
And he blocked, yeah! That's going to be the game.
I mean, I can understand trying that.
Super, let's go!
Right.
That's something you see in 1700 at least.
See, now this is the beauty, because if this was tournament, it would have been concluded. It would have been 3-1, ended it there. Yeah. But this is the beauty about a first to 10, because now that EndingWalker has shown I can jump at you with EX Tatsu to stop your level 3 anti-air, I want to see what your answer is. Are you going to air throw me? Are you going to air to air me and convert it to something else? I want to see the mind games unfold here.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see the hitbox on that super. That looked amazing, because that first EX Tatsu that was hit, that was still super high.
A lot of the level 3 hitboxes have a high vertical hitbox. I think DJ is the best one in that regard.
Nice parry there. And gets the jump over as well. Super valuable for Rikemon right now.
if you're ready to parry the fireball, you should also be ready to do the drive impact. So when you're not looking to punish the drive impact, players like Rikemansbarnet is still ready to just stop it as the parry is there. It's like ready, the fireball and anything, sees the drive impact, still on the parry. Not ready for the drive impact, but it doesn't really matter as he's ready for something, right?
Oh, low forward, no drive rush cancel there. I guess he didn't want to burn himself out and not get the round there, but he does get a drive rush cancel into the throw, and he's going to do the dive
hit by
kick.
the dive kick as well.
I think he uses it at a time where you just forget about it. He hasn't used it a lot. And then that one time
that was
it's
so
after drive.
slick.
Spacing traps, they're still in the
Yeah.
game, and again, Jury stand medium kick is not only powerful when you do it from a drive rush full screen, it can still catch some buttons, especially when buffered with the stores in certain situations.
Ooh,
Lovely
nice
anti-lock.
DP
He's ready this time. Yeah, he saw it once, ready the next time. Nice
Yeah,
conversion.
that's the crazy thing about EndingWalker. He sees one thing and he's like, the second time someone attempts that, he's like, no, I saw that once.
You know, Rikemansbarnet said something really interesting. He said that he feels like Jury has two drive gauges. One is the stocks, which you can use to start offense, and the other is the drive rush or the drive bar to start offense. And you can really see it here.
Oh, lovely burnout.
Raise the meter there, smart.
Anti-air again. Yeah.
Yeah, he was actually in the mid animation.
EndingWalker's trying it because he thinks that Rikemans's going to change, but he's going to keep doing level 3 each and every time. And that is not going to be the game just yet. And he baits
slick
the
over.
throw with the anti-throw tool with the jump medium punch. He does it backwards, by the way, so he knew that was probably going to work. He was confident that was going to work there. 4-1.
Oh, just dodged
was
that.
such a
That
nicely
hitbox
timed raw driver.
That was just in time to not be hit by the store there. Let's see what's it gonna be. What a tech. And I think that's nice. You used that kick to evade the DP. Tries to do the same with the Tatsu there. Worked out.
panic copter.
Yeah. It's not as good as in Super Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
Quite
there's
the
the
same.
that was late with punish as well, but misses the combo. EndingWalker definitely ready. They are throwing at each other.
Okay, I think he tried to punish that. I'm not sure which one
Chip
is
territory here. Maybe gonna use the
this
high
is
blade kick
dangerous.
for some chip. Oh yeah, the EX. There you go.
Oy,
Just
oy,
one
oy.
more DP
Yeah.
away.
Oh, it did chip. Okay, so Jury was fully firmly planted on the ground. I thought that was still airborne.
Yeah, he kind of looked that way, so that was interesting. Nice. Always ready. Can't really do that if you don't go into the true string, which
Well,
kind of
do you know
defeats the
what?
purpose a little bit. Yeah.
It's basically a drive reversal that does damage because you can
Yeah.
drive reversal in the exact same scenario, spend the exact same amount of meter, and just
Yeah,
get a different
that's true.
different reward. So it's just a drive reversal that hits, to be honest.
Yeah, and gives you... Yeah, that's a good point, actually. You made a very excellent point right now, Jammers, I would say. That was very good. You actually made me just like... I reconsider this
Made you
situation
ponder.
right now.
He's like,
I
wait
just
a minute.
reconsider everything right now. That was actually wild. Wow.
Have I just
Changing your
opened
worldview.
your
One-
mind right
You
now?
just opened my mind greatly. I'm actually completely thrown away right now.
Oh, we got him
sorry.
again!
That was so good.
But that's not the CA
Wow.
version, so Ryu is still alive here, but the question
But
is...
like only just a sliver of the meter left there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
Oh,
afraid
and he
of
wastes
up.
it all there.
Oh, no conversion.
They're both
we
burned
go.
out. This could go anywhere.
Not anymore. But this is still dangerous zone. Oh, I love it. The cheeky dash up.
Wow. See, nah, do you know what?
This is what I
Boy, ain't no way,
Listen,
boy.
okay, let me tell you something, right? This is a guy who doesn't pay any bills. He doesn't pay any bills. He doesn't.
No care in the world.
I know his parents still pay his phone bill. He hasn't got anything to pay for, so he's like, do you know what? Nah, it's all right. It's fine.
Dude, that's
was an
actually a
EndingWalker moment.
fantastic point.
That was an EndingWalker moment, and it works.
Dude,
he's
that has to-
actually even scarier, like Angry Bird. He's actually scarier in Burnout than without Burnout.
Yeah. Dude, that has to actually affect him. Like, he's the situation in his life, that has to affect him.
My man did a DP in your face when only your drive gauge got chipped, not your health gauge. Now this kid's
Yeah.
on. I told you he's built different. He's on something.
I'm still thinking about. I'm still thinking about that thing you said about the drive reversal. So
Damn.
just
All right, we'll have that.
completely-
Maybe we'll have that discussion later. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was so good. Wow.
Nice drive reversal.
Nice reversal, very aggressive.
Reversal, though, because you get
Yeah.
the OQ from these drive reversals when they're cornered right. Nice with punish with stand like kick, real Zangief vibes. EndingWalker making a way back.
Okay.
That was actually a fantastic drive reversal there.
Oh, okay. Gets the drive rush cancelled there with the first part of the stand medium kick. Gonna get a little bit Oki as well, forcing EndingWalker to block. Let's see if he tries to jumps out here.
It's
On
on
the
score.
projectiles.
and they're going really fast. It's like it never slows down. They're always attacking. They're always doing something. And it's really swinging back and forth, swinging back and forth. Very interesting to watch. Was that a dropped heavy punch?
The game promotes active defense and basically over-aggressive like offense. It wants you to do that. There's no punish too far.
Tried to do the same, yeah, but Rikeman was safe this time.
That was really good and has level 3. But here's the thing about Rikemans, he does not want to spend level 3 even if he had it, unless it's gonna kill if the opponent has level 3, because he feels starting without level 3 in the 3rd round when the opponent has it is just as bad as losing.
Yeah. Oh, and it even beat that as well, and it sent Force knockdown as well. But it doesn't matter because that will be the round. Hey, my man.
That felt good for Rikeman.
Has he missed a level 3 yet? He's missed one, right? Has he missed one?
Yeah, the one with the EX Tatsu in the air.
The one he did really early on the
So
anti-air.
basically, he's got a 98% success rate with level 3.
It's insane.
Yes, but he can never have 100%.
Well, that's true.
Think about that. Oh, nice. Oh, and they just
Nice answer back, yeah.
They're just really swinging right now. Missed something, but gets a punish counter. Kashmir push fireball anyway.
Just backs away at the moment. He hasn't got one bar super to work with, but there it is. Gonna get punished.
There's the crouch forward.
He's gonna take him straight to the corner.
Going with the charge is there.
Nice, good conversion to the
Decent
top
corner
there.
carry as well. Going to
Nice
the
block.
Oki with the drive rush, yeah.
Just backing away at the moment here, and I think he just wants one fierce or low forward, but he's gonna go for the throw here. That should be not quite. I think he wanted that to say punish counter or something. He could lose this round here,
definitely
It's
EndingWalker.
really bad.
Yeah, but she just needs like to get I'm also be scared of that. This one, and oh, that was a perfect time to do it.
He might
I don't know
DP through a
what it's called
5 if
when
you're not
it does-
careful.
Yeah, but
I love how steadfast EndingWalker is right now.
he gets the side kick. That's gonna hit. You had to. You kind of had to.
Yeah.
You were so close to being chipped out. I like it. That was nice.
That was fantastic.
That was a beautiful
was
way to
being
get
so-
back into the set.
But here's
He
the
was
thing.
being so stoic while he was burnt out, and at the last minute, the last moment, he got the super.
Here's the thing, right? And I remember some of the commentators have said this in the past as well. Like, doing or having passive defense, like being conservative, it does not work in this game. So you always have to think about your next action, your next course of action, while getting hit, while on defense, while your drive game's getting chipped. You have to do something in this game.
Nice crosscut
crosscut,
DP.
yeah.
Tries to
You
get
can
the
bet on
shading,
Rikeman using those.
and being ready to DP the non-true Oki, the driver's only Oki, I should say.
Oh, behave.
I think he thought that was a fireball because of the huge hurt box that has.
Yeah.
Overheads.
First overhead in the set, actually.
Not the first one in the set, but using an overhead like it was an SF5, then yeah, I can definitely understand.
I agree. If it,
Okay.
yes, no perfect parry though.
Does the donkey kick, does that punish the store? I didn't know if it did that. I might check that later, actually. That's pretty
Maybe,
cool.
but I think being ready for something like that is kind of dangerous as she's so elusive, right? Oh, nice punish on the... What's it called? You gotta tell me, Jarens. What is it called when she does those kicks?
They all have different names. I know one of them is called Ansetsu, I think. Because there's the store which is called Fuha, and then the rest of them got different names.
It's again drive reversals from EndingWalker.
Yeah, I like it. You can't really check those drive rushes.
Medium, the standing medium.
And it's funny because we spoke about this earlier, right? How difficult that can be.
Try to personalize.
Decides to hold the parry there. Pays off in that moment, actually.
He's going to build level 3, and he's going to go into it to take the round because level 3s do not scale below 50%. And we are going into a final round here. And it is Rikeman with the super gauge advantage. But again, all you need is a little bit of drive gauge. You can make some magic happen. So let's see what he does. Viable. Being very
Well, it's
dangerous.
slowing down. Never mind. Yeah, I was like, it's slowing down a little bit now, EndingWalker. But as you said earlier, you might as well just do the drive reversal, right?
It was just a calm before the storm.
Yeah, all nice.
That's one more hit on the level 3.
And I think
Add that to the statistics.
I like with the drive bar how using the full super bar is beneficial a lot earlier because you kind of like switch positions on drive bar, so you don't need to wait for the kill anymore. It's really good to use it early as well.
Well, you have to remember that using your level 3 is not just to end the round. It's to get drive game advantage.
exactly.
It's to like delay the recovery time and your burnout. It's to put your opponent in burnout. It's to get 40% lead, and then that's going to be the round. If he spends the drive gauge, that should be it. Because he's going to go to level 1. He has to spend the extra store as well. Let's find out. Not quite.
No.
It doesn't kill.
It doesn't do that much damage.
The overhead. That's
For the overhead. But yeah, because we were talking about the level 3. Yeah, exactly. So you are kind of promoted to do it not just when it kills, but as soon as you have it in the last round, kind of as you would switch the drive bar position with the opponent.
Nice perfect parries on the projectiles. They haven't led so far to anything really specific on Rikeman's part though.
Alright, reversal again. Puts himself nearly in burnout if he's not careful. Can't afford to make a mistake here.
Throwing out the high blade kick.
Nah, that was sick, but what happened? Then no follow up. This is big. Nice DP.
One more EX DP. This round has had several.
Roll, let's go.
See, what's interesting, yeah, okay, so that's not going to be the round just quite, but what I find interesting, low forward into Fireball or Shinku Hadouken, I like that. Yeah, one thing I find really interesting about Rikeman's gameplay is he's prioritizing resetting the situation at all costs. No matter what it is, even if it puts him near burnout, he'll go, right, I'm not letting you have this pressure sequence. I can interrupt it and get damage, even if it helps me just slightly in the long run.
I was wondering if this match would be slower due to the Fireball game and how you would not be able to kind of go on offense as easily, but it seems to be a quick game as well. I mean, Rike has mastered kind of the perfect parry dash thing, right?
Oh, he thought he hit it.
That's going to be massive.
Yeah.
That happens quite a lot, doesn't it? That you think you get the hit because you get something else than the block animation, and then it's a parry instead, and then kind of already too late because you cancelled. Saw that coming.
All right, goes for the Osatsu kick.
Yeah, that was the kick I was asking you about.
The double kick?
Yeah.
Okay, it's called, yeah, it's called
just
Osatsu.
drive rush forward.
They're just running at each other.
Well,
Green means
listen,
go,
man,
baby.
sometimes playing controlled neutral is not what the game's about. You have to just arbitrarily drive rush at them. If they check it, good for them.
And you have to be ready to...
Yeah. You got it? He did?
Now it's good to have. That is amazing, actually.
And
that is
I
so
said
good.
this before, but like you can count on someone like EndingWalker making use out of that in those clutch situations where that startup actually is useful despite the lack of range.
Well, the thing with that situation just there, where EndingWalker uses level 2, lovely perfect parry, going to take him straight to the corner here as well. Yeah, him using the perfect parry before against that drive rush cancel, that level 2 is like 12 frame start, so I'm surprised he got a punish counter there, so that looks guaranteed as well. Nice.
What I liked that we saw just before this is that EndingWalker did the empty jab into the drive rush cancel, and it seems like Riki was pressing on reaction to the empty jab, knowing that that was likely going to be something like a drive rush, and just getting the full counter hit on it.
Okay, we're still walking forward while in burnout. It's because he wants the space so he doesn't get stunned. Yeah, he wants to move forward as much as possible. Well timed throw.
That is actually a great answer. It's not too far away from putting Rikemansbarnet into that. Actually spent it all for the last guess. Oh, misses the chip. And now it's too late.
God, now he's not in chip territory.
Well, he can't jump either.
This is in danger. Does not. What?
That was crazy.
That looked wild. How did he get that medium kick there?
Big trade. Okay,
Just
so
sneaked it in there.
it's double the lead here for Rikeman at the moment, holding his ground really well. And again, like over time, I'm starting to see a little bit of the issues, but I think it's more of Rikeman just shutting down Ryu's gameplay. I don't think it's actual like matchup interactions because of how Street Fighter 6 works. Is how Rikeman's just shutting down EndingWalker's approach.
He's really like fully aware of so much at the same time. It's really hard to kind of knowledge check him or reaction check him and things. He's really good at being available to stop all of these options.
And he's always had amazing defense as well, so
I agree.
That's also something
Well,
that
you know what?
definitely
It's more of the defensive choices, and this is what Rikeman was alluding to before. He's like, I think the defense in this game is really good, and he's actually been showcasing it really well.
Yeah, he's fully utilizing that.
Bang! EndingWalker takes the round in this next game here. I hope these guys take it down to the wire here. But
Rikeman is looking so strong.
There is. He sees the empty and he's so ready for the drive rush then, because that's like something he's trained. I feel like he's trained to press when he sees the empty jabs. So ready to then stop the drive rush, which is then really quick, right? Especially
that
like character like
medium
you.
punch is just amazing.
Forward throw. Can he get another throw in there? Not quite. He's not going to do the throw loop situation just yet. He's going to burn himself out. Strange decision there, but
kind of, he probably thought that he would get that hit, or he wanted to get that hit for kill, right? But now it's so dangerous. But again, Rikemansbarnet discussed you earlier. Just doing that, you don't need that. The skill, what's it gonna be?
well, if he leaves, actually,
EndingWalker's just biding his time at this point.
yeah, he's going to get his gauge back. Perfectly fine. If he gets any sort of hits, he can convert to level 3. Too far.
Yeah, they
for the crouch
both have
really
level
quick.
3 right now.
Nice check on the drivers. What's going on? Is he gonna?
Yeah, level 1.
Oh, nice optimization.
Might that have been what he wanted to do earlier when we thought he would kill level 3 and drop the combo? been it.
Maybe. Because remember, he's using all the stores at the end of the combo. He utilizes Drive Rush first, and then he'll use the stocks afterwards. So he really wants to squeeze out all the damage Jury has to offer.
Oh, nice charge. Nice.
Nice DP there.
Oh, not ready to do.
Clean
Yeah, not ready for
throw.
Shimmy, but still gets the punish counter, so still very good reward on it.
I do like the staggered pressure from Rikeman right now.
He's very good at this.
All right.
Nice.
So,
Remember there was a combo Ryu did in the demo where that always dropped? The demo Ryu?
yeah.
What was that? Was that that? Has that been added?
I don't know if that was that button specifically or another one.
Because it was something like that, similar to that. I always think about that.
That feels like ages
That's going to
ago.
be it. I think that's going to be the game to make it 7-3 here for
At least
Rikeman.
pretty
This
close.
last hit should take off a chunk. Not quite. Wow.
No, it's not the
CA
pre-guard version. Yeah. Or could have had the whip punish. This is dangerous
He's
though.
still in it. This is
I
really
think
we're
it's a
talking
whip
about.
punish still on Ryu's side, so...
Oh no, he dashes at the most crucial moment there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, but
And that's one of the few times we've seen EX Fireball Sword Jammers to cut you off.
no, it's fine.
Such a good spot to use it when he knows the opponent might gets a bit too antsy. Use something lower risk that will check a lot of stuff. Very smart stuff here.
Good block on the overhead, and unfortunately overheads are not punishable in this game. They're just safe.
Yeah, they were like switcheroo.
Sometimes safe, sometimes plus.
Well, yeah, that's it. What a turnaround from SF5, but good punish there on the sweep.
They were like, you know what?
Oh, nice whip
switch it up.
punish.
Oh, good backdash there.
Yeah, I
into the
like it.
fireball. And then can he get the
what a
punish? He
power
will. He doesn't use level 1. Interesting.
I think he should definitely not press anything big. This is gonna be dangerous. Are you ready with level 1? It's not ready!
That's gotta be stunned,
Denjin,
baby.
where's Denjin? Why
No
no Denjin
Denjin.
charge? Okay, if he gets
Oh,
the
he
round
spent-
here, I'll shut my mouth.
No,
but-
he didn't. He
No,
spent it.
no way, dude. I feel like he kind of, I don't know, it looked like he kind of got frustrated there. He didn't get the Denjin or something.
Well, I mean, look, when you stun, you've got plenty of time to get a Denjin charge.
Yeah,
Denjin charge is like mandatory after any stun
Absolutely.
there. So he might have just forgotten about, or he thought he could kill without it. So
Yeah, at the spur of the moment, that can happen to anyone.
You know, watching EndingWalker in the UK World Warrior, he checked drive rushes really consistently, but there's something about the way Rikemans
Got
puts
him.
up that mind game and
Wow,
advances
that
with
is
the other
so
options
good,
that making
dude.
even a player like EndingWalker struggle to check the drive rushes. Very
You have to
interesting
say,
stuff.
these level 3s have been incredibly impressive.
And did he get him? Yeah. Anything you can do, I will return the favor in kind. That's the CA version, so he's going to leave him with at least 1 bar. Yeah, right game. But what's the answer?
It's gonna be dangerous. So dangerous. There it is. He just did it. And what a time to do it, just as Rikeman had pressed the crouch and minion kick, so it becomes a whip punish by default.
Here's another reason why I wanted to see first to 10s in this game, because at some point somebody will get hit by a DI and not a punish counter one to counter the other one. You'll just get hit by an arbitrary one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Feels
the time
good every
moves, you
time.
might actually forget about it, and this is such a momentum swing right now.
Holding up,
That
he's holding up.
standing
And
fierce.
heel punch. It's a trade though.
Yeah, when you get shimmied by that Ryu standing fierce, it feels
Oh,
like you're
it's
helpless, dude. It feels like you're helpless, bro.
It is definitely. This is. I would never count Rikemans out even with that low life. He could have really set that up for a great segment where he won the round, but he's been very good at coming back at these yellow bar life positions.
Well, here's the thing. Slowly but surely, he's making his comeback. He's 7-4 at the moment, but Rikeman has just been smack bang on point, top notch in a lot of the scenarios. Case in
Just
point,
like
with that
that,
being one of them. Counters the DI. And that'll
Speaking
put,
of being on point,
that'll put EndingWalker in burnout here. So now he's in a dangerous spot.
ooh, nice, I like that.
Nice.
Jump set up as well.
Yeah, he's such a strong position right now. Actually, does it in a very interesting time as well. It will probably be ready if it did it from a button first, and that's a little bit of the mind game against a lot of players. Is do I do the button first or do I raw? Will they jump the button or will they jump the drive impact? It's an interesting mix-up to be in.
From EndingWalker.
Yeah, it's like, I just like Rikeman's approach to this matchup, just in general. His foresight and everything. There's a throw, punish
very
counter,
strong.
20%, good throw tech. And And another DI.
Yeah.
That's going to be the
nice
round.
try.
That's going to be 8-4. Yeah. Oh, well, maybe not.
No, he drops it. No way. Dude.
Everyone drops combos. It's
Oh,
fine.
that was such a good back throw. EndingWalker now, though. Oh,
It might not
I
be
love
so
it, I love
fine
it.
right
Yeah,
now.
I love it. Not so fine right now, but just be dangerous. It's a little bit dangerous.
All right, that's the round. If he doesn't
Overhead.
drop this, that's
No
the
way.
round. There you
little
go.
break.
That was so beautiful because he knew Rikemans was looking to counter the DI, would never block that overhead ever. That was such a good overhead
That
from
was so
EndingWalker.
smart using that collarbone.
Do you know
Breaker
what's?
there.
Do you know what's crazy, right? I think I've seen this happen with Luke. Maybe if people, this way you have to watch replays to identify and understand the situation, right? Maybe if you just match DI there, you probably actually know who's in burnout, wasn't he? So maybe if you
Yeah,
just
he
match
was.
level 3 during that combo, it might have worked. But it'd be, why were you looking for that in the first place?
Ooh, big jump in from EndingWalker there.
This is an all EndingWalker right now. I like the
He's
usage of
like, I feel like he has like the last 2 matches he's
Nice.
been in control.
at least the last, yeah. I like that perfect parrying directly into the button. That's a 6-frame button, I think. That was definitely not what he wanted.
That trade definitely looked like both of them had an
Ooh,
opportunity.
wait, and he recovers. Oh, I thought she. Do you know what? If he used the faster button, I reckon that would have punished. I think that was a
for
huge
sure.
call out doing drive rush cancel
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the DI, but if he used the faster button,
Yep.
that might have actually punished that, because using reversals against DI is not a good idea. I think only Rashid's can counter it. I'm not sure if anybody else can. DJ loses, Guile loses. I can't remember if Cammy wins. I need to double check that actually.
The DPs, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, even to Jury, you can do that. Like, drive rush, drive impact to counter the DP counter. But a lot more recovery, so you get a bigger punish, I guess. But I think you're right. Like, a fast button would definitely give him the punish there. But that's something you would expect him to have checked before, so maybe he usually gets the heavy kick.
Or
just missed
would
there.
it though? I don't know. I don't know.
It really looked like it. Maybe not. Nah,
Oh,
you
now
see,
he's
nice
draining
from
that
EndingWalker.
meter once again. Yeah, he's been doing that consistently.
Oh, spent it all to get the hit. Now
It's
though,
still okay because you're still you still have the life lead.
Because he's really cautious, not being ready to whip punish.
Fireball, and that's going to be a true string.
Fireball,
Yeah,
dude, that was
that
beautiful.
looked like a true block string, or at least something close to it. Regardless, the Fireball was going to beat the super if Rikemansbarnet wanted to match it out. So that was actually a phenomenal piece of play there from EndingWalker.
Yeah, that fireball was like, allow me to introduce you to my friend.
Yeah, I've been hit by that before. That's definitely real.
Forward throw.
Real on Zangief.
Ooh, still in throw range after crouching light kick. Ay. But EndingWalker though is really getting back at it. Was looking more one-sided a minute ago,
Well,
or maybe 3 minutes ago.
a lot of these games are going to the
so fast.
final round. A lot of these games are going to the final round. Some things have just been determined
Yeah,
by drop
I agree.
combos or
I
good
agree,
counters on Rikemans's end. So
That's true. No.
Ooh, well, that raw drive rush was pretty well placed there.
Oh, nice back jump. He was predicting something.
oh, that's not a true.
Whiff
That's
on the
that's not a
grab
frame
as
trap
well.
then.
So
Nah,
many
that's
whiffs
not.
on Rikeman right now.
That's not a frame trap then. Forward medium punch into throw. It's not all like, it's not automatic. He's got to delay it. So
Oh, nice. Got to build back some drive bar on that block string, and also
Burn
got
out.
the perfect parry. Gets the
Yeah,
burn.
gonna drain the meter as well. So EndingWalker is gonna be on burnout right after the super animation.
that's
Gonna
why
be
he
a little
wanted
bit
it.
hesitant though,
Nah,
because of the level 3, right?
Yeah, but he prioritized the burnout. It doesn't really matter what damage it is. He wants to kind of mitigate the
Doesn't
options.
matter. Yeah,
that-
he's still fighting back so well in this situation. There you just go. The gap is getting less and less wide as we
Yeah.
speak.
Okay, so reduced to just 1 game buffer here for Rikeman. We go into the next one here. This has actually been a really good eye-opener with these 2 players and the matchup, just in general, how things are unfolding.
Regardless, it's a nice comeback. Even whatever happens during the set, it's still a nice comeback so far.
And you can see EndingWalker is feeling a lot more comfortable right now. He's doing a lot of stuff he hasn't been doing earlier, so this is really a change of time. Nice
You've
with
been
punishment.
using that crouching forward so much right now.
Get off me!
No whiff punish there from EndingWalker. Using that Hacho, what a
And
confirm!
that was definitely the combo we spoke of earlier. Some kind of a combo that makes you feel really good and expressive.
Dude.
Oh yeah, he did say it makes statements, and he's making a statement with that combo there. So it looks like he's finally finding his stride in this set.
That statement made me feel good. Just watching it.
That was a really statement combo for sure. It felt really heavy the way it landed.
Yeah. The Hashogeki, like EndingWalker has been using that consistently in neutral as well.
Everything's working out. The wake of Christ mini kick, knowing that Rikemansbarnet was now afraid of the DP.
You know what it is? I think when Ryu just lands those hits and everything is landing, he looks like a godlike character, honestly.
He really
because
does.
the hits are so impactful.
Again, like he hits like a tank. He's one of the heavier hitting characters in the game. And we do have our equalizing point here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's 7 apiece. So now it's a first to 3. We are playing in tournaments. But yes, I do say Ryu is lackluster compared to the rest of the cast because of their tool set on paper.
Nice sweep.
Yeah, he's feeling himself.
That was
now.
some Street Fighter 4 sweep, actually.
And that was an important recovery from Rikemansbarnet not teching there.
Dude, look at all the answers from EndingWalker right now, just at the beginning of this round as well. That was like the 4th sweep during this round.
And listen, man, he really utilizes and like really loves his sweeps. He's been doing it since Street Fighter 5, so if there's anyone who actually like over abuses sweeps, it's EndingWalker.
And I feel like sweeps in general are pretty damn good in this game.
Yeah, and I think it kind of like plays into his style in general. When he figured out that sweeps are actually like pretty damn brilliant in this game, like he just uses them. Go forward again.
Nice. He's really found the range to use the cross mini kick against Rikemansbarnet, I would say. Earlier he wasn't getting that much out of it, now it's really working for him. I wonder if it's the sweeps that have made Rikemansbarnet block crouching more, the raw sweeps, and then benefiting the reward afterwards by getting the crouch mini kick range.
Sweep action right now.
Well, do you know what? I think Ryu's sweep is -12 on block, but you'd be very surprised how many characters cannot punish it when well spaced. And that's going to be the round.
That's it.
I think either way, I think it's
takes the lead.
You force the opponent to start sitting there, which makes it easier to get every other button in on block, right?
That's true. That is very true. Well, it should be 8-7 now. Is that right? 8-7?
As you said, yeah, with the punish.
Yeah, it's 8-7. EndingWalker has taken the lead.
There you go. Try to jump away the jump back jab.
It must be exhaustive trying, like, after this comeback, to trying to get a hold of this set, like, as Rikeman right now. Must be exhaustive.
Oh, he tried it. You know what? He tried to do something that DJ's very good at doing. He tried to whiff punish with a drive rush jab. And those are actually pretty powerful in this game. At the moment here, let's see if Rikeman can get a game on the board, because I think EndingWalker is on a win streak at the moment. Overhead,
Gets standing on the overhead.
This is really dangerous situation. Is he gonna take eventually? Tries to press a button. That's definitely dead.
Alright, that is Shinku Hashogeki taking that round. Spend the bar, well spent, good investment. And again, the momentum is riding high. He's definitely found the wind in his sails here, EndingWalker. Let's see if he
he's
can make it
definitely riding the wave right now.
He's really changed up. Like, the domination was really on Rikeman's part, in my opinion, a lot of rounds in the beginning, but it just changed completely. It's so different right now.
And we were talking about how his defensive options were like so good, but right now it feels like when you're playing against a character like Ryu, who does so much damage, each and every single hit is like super impactful. It feels like suddenly, like, where did the change happen?
Oh, and he goes for the lazy shimmy and doesn't finish the combo to end the round there. But he's in burnout, and he gets, because of the active frames, the donkey kick acting like a donkey, and hits him in his face when the move was just about finishing. Well, listen, mate, that had about 20 active frames. There you go.
Dude, I love that name they gave to that.
Basically. All right. Nice perfect parry.
Very nice, but is it enough? Has the recovery coming time? This is looking like one of those Rikeman rounds. Who gets the punish counter throw?
Oh, jump back medium. And again, those are statements, because he's jumping back and doing it. So he's confident that EndingWalker will risk the throw tech there. Gets a perfect, and he does EX reversal. Haven't really seen much of those in the last couple of sets or games here that EndingWalker's been taking, so.
Nice whip punish with a sweep.
Dude, that sweep has been the name of the game for the last several matches.
Yeah, sorry. No problem. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's kind of feeling it. He's feeling very stressed in the corner right now. Does not want to be on set point.
Nah, he's gonna like take the mick out of the dry gauge as much as possible before he DIs him. There you go. There you go.
Dude, that is so disgusting.
Oh, mate, he literally prolonged your defeat and said, I'll do it right at the last minute. You think you're gonna get your dry gauge back, and I'll stun you. This is set point here for EndingWalker on our returning episode back on the airways?
Really nice. I think the usage of Hashogeki has also been a lot more.
He's using it like a fake
yeah.
fireball. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more than in the beginning.
And if you decide to drive rush in neutral, you get hit by the Hashogeki just like before, and then you can potentially get juggled afterwards.
That was a very audacious level 3 to make, because if this doesn't work, if this goes south, this is it.
Yeah,
Oh, and he got the anti-air!
It works like an anti-air. It's so hard to deal with. Everyone can't do to jump in. It's hard to
Oh,
walk
hey,
out of it.
EndingWalker's just walking forward. Uh-oh, he's having his moment.
Uh-oh, the level 3 is looming just around the
What's it gonna
corner.
be? Nice block. Is it gonna? Oh,
Trying to- do you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna try to do one of those weird spacing traps into level 3.
No, this game is so expressive, he's trying to make a statement
Oh
here.
my days, I would not have pressed this no matter what the frame data says. It gets the hit.
Yeah, that's chip.
Is that gonna tip?
That's chip. It will be chip. There you go. It will be chip. Do you know what? You were very lucky, and I tell you what, right? We need to. I might check this later. I don't know if crouch media kick at level 1 is a true string at that range. I don't know if EndingWalker matched there.
It looked like there was a gap, man. It looked like
Yeah,
there was
it
a
looked
gap.
like, but we don't know. So.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. But
I mean,
like,
since it was in burnout, though, might not have been.
I mean, the set
good
has
point. Yeah.
the set has prolonged though, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm really happy too. Can we just make it first to 20?
I wasn't ready for it to end there, to be honest.
I want the final game, final round, to be honest. That would be too sick. Oh, but he's so stressed, not ready.
Oh, gets an
that
early
was
jump.
kind of unfortunate, yeah. Not ready to check it though. He's found his stride, but checking those drivers is still a problem. What a wake up! Level.
Gonna go for this.
No, he's not going to do it. It wouldn't get the round. Wow,
No
you were
way.
fortunate. That was very fortunate.
That was so fortunate.
Ryu forgot his
Pressed
keys
too
at the
early.
house, and he didn't look the other way.
This is crazy.
He didn't look the other way, because that would have been the round.
Yeah. I mean, don't
Finally
blink, you
finds
might
his sweet
miss it.
punish. Oh, I'm not ready for the punish counter.
Nice parry
ready.
to the EXDP, so clean from Rikeman. He is absolutely on point right now.
Forward throw.
He's
Oh, no,
trying to
back
make
throw.
this 9-9.
Oh, what's it gonna be? I want to see like a drive impact shenanigan coming soon. Nice
The
job.
overhead wants to
That might have been a plus even.
And he baited him. Yeah, he baited him.
out the level 3. Yeah, also nice.
He baited out the level 3, dude. No way, no way.
Oh, lucky for Rike, he got the
Boy.
meter back.
He made it 9-9. I cannot believe this, guys.
Well,
Let's go. I want one more
last
round.
game. Oh,
Let's
my
go.
favorite stage. Yes, it's like the stars aligned. It's on my favorite stage. Last game, it's really first to one.
Nice, perfect parry. Rikeman gets the
It's
momentum
so-
here in the potentially...
Reset.
His first one. At the key moment, he did the first one. Another shimmy.
No.
What has happened? He's like
Rikeman is riding the wave right now. EndingWalker needs to get his composure back.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yo, 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 yo.
Has he
Are we
got
ready for last
any
round?
energy left in the tank? You might need to turn on the emergency power switch, my friends, because you need it for this last game, last round, if we get there in time. But Drive Rush cancel into the Pro Tech here.
tech.
And EndingWalker literally walking like, he's looking like some Demon Souls boss. Why are you just walking forward for no reason?
I mean, they're both final boss tier right now.
They really are. What a beautiful throw. Another
Nice,
one.
another throw. Can we get a third one? No, he's gonna go for
Tries to
the
go for the overhead again. Hasn't been working that well lately.
Nice buffer.
Black fireballs.
Yeah, but burnout.
We got
now,
it all,
though.
ladies and gentlemen.
No, not ready to punish that.
Nice anti-air on the neutral jump as well.
Oh,
He was so
no, that's
ready.
right. You can still punish that. That's -8 when you're in burnout. That's right. Even if
and
you
that might be
were...
close.
Uh-oh.
He had the shimmy, but too close.
Rikeman
And
has the
now he's
level
out of
3
it.
here.
Oh, can he
We
get to
gotta
the
see
final
something
round? That's
sick
almost
soon.
knocked down. He could have won from that situation. Oh, no.
Yeah, he
Ah,
could have.
that's going to be the round.
That's gonna be it.
Okay.
Oh, yo, that was crazy.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, on our returning set back, the #1 Swedish player, the Versus Fighting champion, takes it there 10-9 against EndingWalker. What a riveting set. I love that stuff. We were supposed to have a win screen. Where is it? I'm not the win screen. Put it on the win screen. Show the players. Show them off. Oh, listen, the production team's
Jammers,
useless.
congratulations.
Anyway,
What a
Tonight.
sick
let me
jury
see.
you have gotten now,
Let me
Jammers.
see the GGs in the chat, because that was some good GGs, right? And this is what I've been waiting for 4 months. We've done this for you guys. First to 2s and first to 3s, the argument's there. But first to 10s, no, that's the creme de la creme. That is the stuff that is sublime and Gucci. But congratulations to Rikemansbarnet for taking that there. We're going to talk to the players once we come back for the break. Bet you guys want to hear their opinions now, don't you? Because I want to hear how they think about that matchup and whatnot. But yes, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Hopefully we get the win streak ready. But then when we come back, we'll have EndingWalker and Rikemansbarnet on the other side. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Let's go.
Oh,
Cancel! Oh my goodness, he had it! To his mouth!
The paint job makes the pilot. Have some self-respect and change up your appearance. Make sure you're tried with whatever new equipment you get.
The final mission will be escape. Enter the escape device before it deactivates. The escape device will activate shortly. Immediate entry is advised.
Here comes a new challenger.
it's on, it's on. I'm charging like a bull when it's on, it's on.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets, our returning episode after 4 months, featuring Rikemansbarnet and EndingWalker. If you just are joining us and you are new to the show, this is a show where we introduce new players, returning players as well, to having their first 10 exhibition, as well as discuss things, their thoughts and opinions, and hear their strategies going into the game as well. Now, if you just join us on this part of the show, then unfortunately you have missed the main bulk of it. The first of 10 has now concluded with Rikemansbarnet being the winner. And because my production team are amazing and competent, sometimes they put up here right above me, they said the set is now finished. So if people just ask, is it over, and you can't read the screen, then I feel sorry for you. But yes, the set is now concluded. You can catch the archives on the Twitch channel or subscribe to Capcom Files on the YouTube. So with that being said, have I got Rikeman and EndingWalker here in the Discord chat loud and clear?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. So, Rikeman, congratulations on winning that. That was actually a nice set to watch, a brilliant set to watch with the two
Thank you.
some of the strongest players we have in the European scene right now. My first question coming back into this for you is, what's your strategy, your thought process going into the Ryu matchup? Do you even fight that many Ryus online?
No, basically it's EndingWalker and Semi, who are the premier Ryus in my region.
Okay.
And my main source of Ryu knowledge. The thing about Ryu is it's such a weird matchup to play because it's so basic. You just play like any Street Fighter game. You don't have like any special plan versus him. You just try to do some anti-fireball stuff. You try to play foot. There's not really any big strategy I have versus him. If I see him charge his Denji, I try to drive rush the meeting kick because he goes full screen for whatever reason. I try to punish that.
Okay.
But in general, it's just very basic Street Fighter versus Ryu, even in this game, which is a bit wilder than most Street Fighters.
Okay, no, I like that nice, concise answer there. EndingWalker, what about you? What's the strategy going into the Jury matchup? Do you even play Ryu versus Jury anymore, or you switch over to Ken for that one?
No, I play sometimes. There's not that many juries, but the strategy usually is don't get clipped low, don't get hit by stab medium kick. And don't try and check the drive rush with anything except for fireballs.
Well, I mean,
because I was gonna ask you about the drive rushing, because I've seen you've been really competent at checking drive rushes when you've been playing, for instance, against JP and other characters. So I want to ask: is it something Rikemans does to make it harder for you to react to it, or is it something about Jury's drive rush that is hard for you to check?
Jury's, I think it's the stab medium kick. It's a 2-hit move, and the first hit is
special principle.
No, the first is 5 frames, and then I think the second one is 7.
Yes, 7.
So if you try and check it at far range, your button whiffs and the second hitbox hits you. So it's nearly impossible to check.
Yeah. So
there's 1 frame between the 2 hits where you get punish counted, but you have 1
good
frame
luck.
window. Yeah, it's like how far.
Oh, no, after when you see the green coming at you, you're not thinking, "Oh, I need to time this to 1 frame."
But wouldn't it be better to just use a reversal instead of checking it with the button? That just sounds like it has limited options to check the scenario in general.
That's a very expensive check.
I mean, you were spending a lot of bar in this game and burning yourself out, young man, and that didn't stop you from playing the game, did it? So
this is very true. We were both pretty. We were both cashing out.
And to be honest with you, like, it's in this game and it's going to happen until the game has completely died down and you move to the next Street Fighter, whenever that is. Sometimes you got to splurge the cash to make the right investment. And then speaking of, that's an expensive check, I want to go right back to Rikemansbarnet, because this is something you've been doing for a couple of months now, I think. And you've been using Jury's EX reversal to pretty much check a lot of situations. We saw on the drive rush cancel.
Basically, I think EX reversals you have to use EX reversals to check a lot of stuff in this game. It's like how a lot of stuff was designed. Like Ken Dragon Lash, you have to be able to DP those, and that's why I think Modern was the original way the game was supposed to be played. And I think it shows in those moves, because if you have a 1-button option versus them, it became way more fair. But as it is, you just have to kind of learn how to do a proper DP versus a lot of stuff in this game. A lot of buffer DP. If I block a crouch meaning kick, there's nothing can happen if I buffer for a DP. It's completely safe to buffer. If I see a fireball, if I see a drive rush, it's pretty much safe to just do it.
So is it safe to assume, this is a 2-part thing. Is it safe to assume that to play this game will have a more comfortable time, or less stressful to play, say, a less stressful time playing this game? Is it kind of integral to have reversal? That's the first part of the question. So are we safe to assume that?
basically, I think the game gives you a lot of options without a DP, but it gets so much nicer. I mean, a DP to check stuff like the fireball, stuff like the drive rushes. You can of course parry, and parry is also a really good option to throw out. But I also feel like DP is like the most consistent answer, and that's why I like it. And also I think a lot of the best characters in this game have a DP check.
Okay, interesting. And my next part of this is, I mentioned this to both Veggie and Ovaha while commentating. I just see reversals, invincible reversals and drive reversals is basically the same thing. It's just that reversals actually do damage. In situations where you can drive reversal, is it just safer to do or commit to the reversal in general? Would you say
not always?
It's not always? Okay.
There are a few characters. Basically, the characters who have a really good drive rush into, say Kimberly or Marissa. You can't DP them.
Yeah, Marissa and Kimberly.
Those two characters, I've basically always used try to use drive reversal instead, because
they have real strings from drive rush, which they can just, if they hold back on the drive rush, they can block.
Yeah, they can block, and again now also if they do like drive rush crouch, I mean Kimberly does drive rush crouch medium kick.
Yeah.
That's what they all do. That's their number one option.
Drive rush, medium kick, crouch medium kick.
That's the only option. It's always a true block string. So there's no use to doing a DP in that way. So in that situation, I always try to use a drive reversal. Versus Marissa as well, after that medium punch target combo. Also, I try to always do a drive reversal. Mainly because she's the one that can actually bait a DP with EX Gladius.
Yes.
And drive reversal beats all her options then.
Okay, no, that's interesting. I like that you actually pointed that out and broken that down. That's interesting, because I do see, at least in the most common scenario I saw you guys doing it in was low forward into drive rush cancel. That's when you guys were basically doing DP every time. That's a guaranteed situation for both reversal and drive reversal. So I was just thinking, okay, is that just something across the board or anything specific?
No, actually,
it's like, oh, go on.
As a fun fact, if I try and DP someone, if someone does crouch medium kick fireball,
yeah,
Ryu actually can't DP a lot of characters because it'll just hit them once and then the second hit will whiff, leaving me like -40.
Which ultimately means Ryu's butt, isn't he?
No. Which means I do actually have to use driver more.
Okay. No, EndingWalker knows what I mean when I say that, because I've been saying this for months. But no, sorry, please finish your point.
I have no idea how Rikemans's reacting to me doing crouch medium kick fireball in the most scrambly situations ever.
I said, I block a crouch medium kick, I buffer a DP.
Yeah, but how do you buffer it so fast?
Okay, hitbox is cheap, okay?
Well, yeah, you left that part out. He has been playing hitbox for a little while now, so it's like, no, it does make sense.
Like almost 5 years now with hitbox. I used to play all the controllers, but I'm basically just playing hitbox lately.
Well, I mean, Ending's on controller, and he's pretty successful, so I mean, like, it's just... Well, I can't say they're kind of similar, but... Is there any real advantage in this game with hitbox outside of the down input, Rikemansbarnet?
No, I don't really think... Hitbox has a really good... It's good, but I don't think it's broken the way a lot of people say. But I think it's nice for it. You can easily buffer. Like, if I hold crouch down back, for example, I can just let go back and hit forward twice, and I have a DP. It's very easy to do. If I was playing like a DP, a stick character, I would have to hold down back and then mash my hand back and forward for DP. It's way more tear on the wrist. Hitbox, it's way easier, simple. So no, I think the best thing about hitbox is like crouching DPs. Very simple to just buffer at any point in the game. Okay. Yeah, I think analog is like easier as well, but I think hitbox is like easier because just basically a DP is a down input for hitbox users as well.
Okay, no, that's very interesting. Now, another question I've got for you guys as well, because you actually use this mechanic a fair number of times and to a high success rate as well, is parry. Now, I know the guys have been talking about it on social media a fair bit. Rikemansbarnet, I don't think I've heard your opinion on it. What are your thoughts on parry in general? Because you're using it a fair bit, being successful with it, so what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm a parry defender. I don't think it's as bad or as broken as a lot of people say. I do don't know how to think. I think it's like, you saw him throw me a lot if I was doing stupid parries.
Yeah.
And they do take a lot of damage. So I do think parry is in a good spot right now. I do mainly think it's drive rush that's the problem mechanic.
Oh, so you think okay, so if I was to ask you as an impromptu question, if I was to ask you what do you think the #1 concern is in the game in terms of mechanic, you think it's drive rush?
Throw loops in the corner is basically my number one, but the drive rush is the second one. It makes pressure a bit too easy for a lot of characters.
Okay.
Maybe a bit too stale, I would almost say. Like, so a lot of characters crouch medium kick into drive rush into crouch jab. That's like a very common pressure string in this game for a lot of characters.
Well, yeah,
I think-
because it sets up the strike throw game, the tick throw game, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So I think everyone having that is a bit much. It's a bit stressful to deal with, and I think parry is just not on the same level of what's the word?
like
Not unifying.
it's not the same
Centralizing.
annoyance? Okay.
Not centralizing mechanic. I
Okay.
don't think parry is on the same level.
Oh, okay, interesting. Ending. Do you share the same sentiment, or do you like
I think parry's
perfect parry?
absolutely.
Or?
I think parry's disgustingly broken.
Well, I mean, I love your choice of words there.
Parry is-
Why is it disgustingly broken then?
It's the complete. Like, if someone is right, let's say someone's pressuring you.
Yeah.
You have 2 buttons, which if it hits, you get the corner. If you take the throw, you lose 20%. Now, if your opponent does get perfect parried, they take the back throw, they lose say 5%. If they take one more throw, they lost the equivalent life, and you still got the corner.
Yeah, but 20% is a lot, though.
Yeah.
20% is a lot, but when your risk, like, if you perfect parry someone, it can happen literally only. Like, I think at one point, you perfect parried me doing stun, night punch, crouch, medium kick.
Yeah.
When you press that, were you reading anything particular, or did you just press it?
Okay, I see what you mean.
That is a good question, though.
This is what I mean. It's
No, I know what you mean.
There is so little thought required to use parry. You can just throw it out. That's why it's so silly.
But do you think that's because you've been encouraged to basically use it to stop scrambly situations and anticipate a lot of things, or?
No, you can just mash parry in basically any situation.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you think you're encouraged to do that? So when it's a scramble, you instead of like trying to challenge with something else, you just like parry instead, hope for the best. And
Basically, yeah.
Because
Why wouldn't you?
what parry does, at least for me, there's 2 things. There's 2 outcomes you want from parry: the positional advantage, or to put them in burnout, or steal as much drive gauge as possible. And I think you guys were definitely utilizing, or you were concluding both. You were literally going, okay, I can burn him out from this scenario from perfect parry, or I can put him in the corner from the perfect parry. So if you're saying parry is a huge concern or the #1 issue for you, is there anything you would change about perfect parry right now, EndingWalker?
Give it. Well, perfect parry is a mechanic, no, but I'd change parry so that it had 3 frames more recovery. Not enough to be punishable in reaction, but so that it had risk and you can just
I think that's
spam it.
That's a fair change. I think more recovery to make reaction walk up throw more consistent.
And
not joined.
the other thing is, I don't think you should be able to cancel into drive rush after holding parry for more than 15 frames.
Yeah, same.
Ooh, that's
Peggy,
interesting.
what was I telling you before?
Yeah, I mean, and Jarvis also had a good point about 2 strings automatically getting parried, so you don't really know if someone is pressing the parry again, or it's kind of like you parry the first hit, then you don't take any more risk, and you still get all that drive bar back. I kind of feel like, yeah, maybe you should have to press parry continuously or hold it continuously even when they're doing true strings, so that you're still taking kind of a risk.
Okay.
I thought that was a good point. If I understood your point, maybe that was just what I thought. Yeah.
I mean,
to be honest, I feel like any form of commitment on parry would be nice, because right now it's such a low commitment, high reward option. Even if it does 10 damage, the screen positioning that you get
is huge.
Is in a game where like literally losing the corner can lose you the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that they allowed mechanics like that to be so easily accessible.
Well,
especially when you consider the fact that it's like you don't even necessarily need to practice, and the drive bar cost of just pressing or tapping parry is so low.
Yeah, so I think over what you're saying over time, the exact same thing happened with Crush Cannon in Street Fighter V. The exact same thing happened. Over time, we may see those substantial changes, hopefully. But I understand that you'd like a little bit more thought and risk towards something that, okay, because right now some people might argue, oh, but the scaling, it's fine, it's justified. You won't lose because of the scaling. It's like, that's not the point. Because
that's not the point. If you lose the corner in this game because somebody woke up with parry and you guessed by doing a jab, you did meaty jab and they parry it and you lose that game for it. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, to be fair, I think they should make the corner not a death trap like it is in this game. Like, I do not enjoy the throw loop in the corner.
Listen,
I feel like...
Oh, go on.
I do feel like throw loops should be nerfed, but I feel like they should change it so that punish counter throw loops remain to keep parry in check.
Yeah.
Even like mid-screen, but if you're in the corner, you either need to drive rush, and if you drive rush, and if you drive rush, you're not in their face. You have to walk forward a little bit, so you can pressure, but you're not quite in their range.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It's you want something, you want a similar what's the roadmap in terms of balance changes to what happened in Street Fighter 5 from throw loops, because they had throw loops and slowly what happened was you could still throw, you could walk up and throw, but if the guy saw the walk, you could check it, and then you could also frame trap with or you could counter him with a button. So I understand the thought process of what you want. Maybe down the line it will change, maybe not. I know that throw loops are here right now because obviously you can backdash throws and punish them, but that's still...
Not every character can. Keith.
Well, yes, that's true.
Marissa as well.
That is true. That is very true. But I think if you talk about in generalities, most people or most characters can do that. Remember, I wouldn't say the developers are saying they think the majority of people do it on, like, they can do it. It's just that, is it right to do it? Is it possible to do it? You know, in tournament and stuff, so... that's an interesting one. That's very interesting.
But I think that if you do a proper meaty throw, you don't get the, even if you have a 23 frame backdash or 22 or whatever it is, I don't think you get the punish anyway. I think you only get plus frames.
You just get.
It's quite hard though to do a perfectly timed meaty throw every knockdown.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure also once he did a backdash was my throw in the corner, and then I still just take his throw, so he tried to back throw me back into the corner. I just take his throw.
Yeah, because it's not always a punish if you throw properly, right? I think if Jury does throw and you backdash, she's punishable. But if you do like a Luke walk up throw, I'm not sure you're punishable.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. I think backdash being the answer to throw, I think it's a bit too weak of an answer.
Okay, no, I understand that. I definitely understand it. Do you think there should be, do you think specific or throw invincible moves should come back? Like specific ones? Like they did their survival?
I think maybe you should just bring back throw invuln, period. Like on wake up.
DPs.
Maybe just 5 frames of throw invuln on wake up, or 5 after block stun.
Right.
Give me back light DP invul.
Yeah, well, that's what you want.
I don't like hard read stuff like that. I want like, maybe I have more, what other games have basically is like more throw invuln on wake ups to prevent throw loops basically.
We are playing a game of high commitment. Light DP is not that like outrageous, to be honest.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
You can't make something like light DP an answer to something like, because not everyone has a DP. Not every character is a DP character, and I feel like a lot of the good characters all have these tools. So they talk about the other tools, like
sorry.
So they talk about the
grass
other
is
tools.
greener on the other side.
Balance based on just the DP characters. But if let's say Zangief lost perfect parry, I think it's very important for him to be able to perfect parry back through in the corner, because he gets put there so easily into the corner, right? So it's like his saving grace with a perfect parry. But
that's true. I agree.
No, okay. No, this has definitely been an interesting.
Yeah, I don't want like a universal, just no more throw loops for anyone. I think Geef for sure. He needs basically a throw loop to exist.
I agree.
At least.
He also has like 6 throws for some reason.
Yeah.
I think
at least one of them has to give him okay.
Apparently, if you ask the production team in one of the old Street Fighters, he actually had that many throws in general. Like he had an input for,
and they're all very cool.
They are. I don't know how many of them you use. I think you use like 3. I've seen Snake Eyes use 3 of the 6 or something like that. So you actually use a fair variety. Even Vega uses a bunch of them as well, actually, when I watch him play.
I think you only want to use back throw, and you want to use down forward throw and neutral throw if you can kill from a throw if you hold it. But I think it almost feels like the different throws with the back throw and down back throw is to prevent you from getting accidental Oki when you get those random techs in the corner that suddenly becomes a throw. So with Geef, you don't get the Oki in the corner unless you hold back, right? So you have to intentionally want to throw them. While other characters, they hold down back, they still get the Oki. So it's almost as if it's a safety mechanic for Geef not getting that accidental.
They can't give Geef anything nice, can they?
Yeah, it feels like a safety mechanic, so it doesn't get accidental Oki like other characters do when they get that lucky back.
Wouldn't want that to happen.
Well,
I imagine Geef having something nice.
Imagine that.
Doesn't even have any invincible wake up except for level 3 that isn't meetable.
Listen, maybe if you ask Doctor Strange to go in the multiverse, you might get something nice. Until then, you're not going to get anything.
There's a billion dimensions where Geef is trash and only one where he is good.
Well, you better find that string.
That is a thing.
Anyway, let me ask EndingWalker this, because I know a couple of people were saying that you utilize. You're one of the best players to utilize sweeps. You really love your sweep. So
I do love a sweep.
break it down for me. Have you identified something about sweeps in this game in particular, or you just love using sweeps for the knockdown because it's the cheapest one?
In a game where one knockdown can literally be the end of your opponent, I feel like a sweep is not a bad thing to throw out. Because if they block the sweep, a lot of the time people aren't actually ready to punish if it's spaced.
True.
if the sweep hits, you get a guaranteed knockdown. And from a guaranteed knockdown in this game with the Oki, you put your opponent in the blender because of throw loops. With literally every character.
Okay.
So, that's like, throwing out a sweep can literally win you or, I guess, lose you a game. But it's like...
And that's a risk you're willing to take, despite this game being stressful.
I'm playing Ryu. I have to take risks.
What does that mean?
I can't win by playing solid. There are too many other characters that can play solider.
It's not even a word. It's not even a word.
It's a word now, okay?
That's a good word.
That's a great word.
It's a word now. I don't care. It's a word now.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I love it.
Make that your next Twitch stream
It's a
time when you
word
go
now.
back. Oh, man, that's brilliant. Okay, and then, because I noticed you utilize it in different ways. You use drive rush sweep, you well space them as well, you wake up with it. That's the fun.
Wake up sweep is Wake up sweep is usually just because I think my opponent's gonna either delay tech or walk back to me.
I hit me so many wake up crouch medium kicks.
So you
Bro, I did it.
instead of doing crouch medium kick, your new meta is when you wake up sweep. So when I commentate some of your games in the future, when you wake up sweep, it's because you think they're gonna delay tech or
walk back to shimmy.
Okay. And then
the other thing as well is the difference. Just if I do like my sweep is 2 frames slower than my crouch medium kick, but if my sweep hits, it's a guaranteed knockdown. If my crouch medium kick is blocked and I drive rush buffer, I lost 3 bars for potentially nothing. I'd rather just get hit by having them block the sweep. Because at least then I have a DP. If I lose 3 bars of drive gauge and get nothing from it, then I have 1 bar of drive gauge if I DP. Which means I have basically no defensive options remaining.
I mean, you walk forward a lot, so I think the defensive option is you.
I mean... Like, I don't really block much, to be fair. I think blocking is a very overrated mechanic.
I don't know if no one noticed.
I feel like people didn't notice me not blocking because they just forgot blocking was a thing.
Well, I mean, look, I'm sure both of you can agree, having passive defense in this game is not a good idea. And I think you two kind of exemplify, like, how to really worm your way out of a situation when it's a troubling one.
Yeah, I think there's so many mechanics in these games that are way better than block. So I use block.
I feel like blocking in this game is something you should only do if you are in a very very safe situation, because your drive bar is more often more important than anything else. Like if your drive bar depletes, you probably lost.
That's another reason why you parry so much, because I spend a lot of drive bar in this game. I want that back.
Yeah, you never go into burnout though. It's weird.
Yeah, like
you do like 6 drive rush cancels in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I try that, then I back off, try to spend like a 1 bar, and then try to gain it back. Just pepper you with normals. I feel like that's a really strong approach to this game, but sometimes I get destroyed for doing that. So.
Yep. Sometimes I'll just hit you with sweep.
But here's the thing: when I watch you two and other people in Europe, you guys are some of the most consistent players, despite whether you're in burnout or not. And sometimes you put yourselves in burnout when you've got like 1 game buffer in a tournament, 1 round buffer in a tournament. So I don't know how you guys. Okay, let me phrase the question like this. Let me get Rikeman's answer first. How do you view burnout in general? Do you think it's still can you still win in it, or is it just you want to avoid it at all costs?
Yeah, I think burnout is honestly it's bad in a lot of ways, but if you're mid-screen, for example, or if you have the opponent cornered, if you don't mess up, or if you don't let them out, or if you don't get hit by a stupid decision, you're still really strong even in burnout. But it gets a bit annoying versus a couple of characters once you start blocking. Like if you start blocking versus
Manon.
Yuri, for example, or Manon, it gets really hard all of a sudden. But if you're never forced to block, or if they don't land that medium punch on block, then you're still pretty goddamn strong even without drive bar. Yeah. So also in the corner, the DI is, you saw him doing crouch medium punch into DI. Back throw beats, I think.
I didn't even mean to.
Yeah, but like 99% of mediums in this game, you can back throw if the DI. It's just the heavies you have to buffer a super after, or if they do like a raw.
Yeah.
If they do a raw DI.
Crouch medium punch, stand heavy punch DI, and I just pressed the button too early.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think DI burnout is bad, but it's not as bad as I think the developers intended.
Okay.
It depends on positioning. Like if you are playing like Guile and you're in burnout, you don't really care.
Yeah. But if you're burnout versus Guile, you care a lot.
Yeah, well, you may as well just call it quits. Or be willing to block for about 25 seconds.
No,
well,
okay.
I agree. I definitely think you should be more punished for being burnt out. When if I play Rike and he's burnt out mid-screen, We're just waiting 20 seconds because nothing's gonna happen until he gets his drive bar back.
You know, I think it's really.
You should get a damage nerf.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't want any more.
Hang on.
Anyone more burnout nerfs, that's so scary.
Hold on. Let Overheart make his point, and then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no problem. I was just gonna say, I think it's really interesting. I feel like during the beta tests we had before the game actually launched, and during the launch of the game, people were saying that being burnt out is like the worst thing you could actually do, and like people were actually thinking about like not having burnout be as punishing as it is, and now people are kind of coming back and
full circle,
changing their full circle, and they're changing their opinion. They're like, hold on, should we have this be more punishing than it is right now? It's really interesting.
Okay. No, I can agree with that. Now, Ending, you made a very interesting point. You should get a damage reduction in burnout as well. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it should be like 10% damage reduction if you're in burnout.
Wow. So you want to add that on top of your opponent getting extra frame advantage as well. Damn, okay.
Yeah.
Any particular reason why?
Because it's very, like, if obviously I feel like the effect should only be applied after you finish a combo. But
okay,
if you are in burnout and you hit someone with like stand heavy punch as Ken, and then run into run DP level 3, they are that's 50% gone. That Ken is really, he doesn't care he's in burnout because his drive gauge is also basically back now.
Well, yeah, obviously it's reduced the time or he's got it back, basically. And the thing is, in burnout anyway, you want to make the combos as long as possible to get your drive gauge back. It's funny, one thing I've noticed in this game is, if you want to put someone in burnout, you want to keep the combo as short as possible so the recovery doesn't start. And then when you're in burnout, you want the combo to be as long as possible so you get your combo back. Oh, so you get your gauge back. So I find a lot of things very pendulum swinging. Like, it's just weird how they balance it. But it's interesting that you guys have observed that as well. So, no, okay, I like that. Do you agree with that as well, Rikemansbarnet? Do you think there should be a damage reduction in burnout as well, adding salt to injury?
The thing about burnout, like making burnout more punishable. Everyone has seen those Marisa clips on Twitter. Do we really want burnout to be even worse than, like, even if I think it's maybe not as bad. Yeah, but the thing is, sometimes burnout is just the most scary thing to be in with a couple of characters. So I don't want like nerfs. I don't want further negatives to be in burnout versus those characters. But also sometimes with some characters I don't really care if I'm in burnout, honestly. So it's a bit
Ryu's
rough.
Not that scary.
No, Ryu's not that bad, but Marisa, Manon, Yuri, Rashid,
so it's just character dependent.
DJ is the worst.
Yeah. No, Rashid is the worst, honestly, by far, but he's up there.
Yeah, Rashid's up there. Manon's up there.
You're not supposed to be burnt out. You're not supposed to get to that point. That's a huge failure in the round for you. So
yeah,
I think you
but
should.
Sometimes you don't get burnt out by your own volition, though. Your opponent. Remember, your opponent.
That means you block too much.
That also means that you have put yourself close enough to burn out for them to be the problem that you get burned out. So you're comfortable going that low. So I think when you burn out, you should definitely lose walk speed as well.
What? Okay, now
that's too much.
Okay, now you look taking me. All right, listen, you're worse than Rikemansbarnet sometimes. Good lord.
The thing is also, you say low enough to get burned out.
Yeah.
JP can burn you out from 3 bars.
Yeah, he has a 3-bar burnout. That's the dumbest thing about his level 2.
Hey, it's so disgusting. This stuff like that, burnout in this game, it's something else.
Rashid can do some madness as well to your drive gauge if you're not careful. I know JP's
just be careful though.
I think Rashid honestly has the only checkmates, and like he can set up a full screen checkmate if you're in ship range with his level super 2, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm pretty sure.
That's just, listen, there's more checkmate scenarios in this game than there ever has been in a Street Fighter game before. It's the game we're all playing now.
Just don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, I'll remember you said that, and then when you're in that situation, I will send it to you on Discord, and I'll remember what you said.
And I will say I should have followed my own advice.
No, this is brilliant. This game is, it can be punishing, but it's fun. It's fun a lot of the time as well. But all right, cool. Veggie, you got any other questions you want to ask these guys at all?
I kind of feel like it may have been covered, but just to make sure, I would like to ask them their favorite mechanic in Street Fighter 6, because there's a lot of new mechanics. We can start with Rikemansbarnet. What is his favorite new mechanic in Street Fighter 6?
I have to say, Drive Parry is probably my most favorite. But I like a lot of the mechanics in this game, but I have to say probably Drive Parry.
Okay.
Drive Rush, but it's also my problem mechanics, so they're fun to use because they're strong. I think that's the reason.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that. EndingWalker, what about you? What's your favorite mechanic? Because I know
Does it
you
have
said
to be like a drive mechanic?
no, it could be. It could be
mechanic
punish
that's new.
counter. It could be force knockdown. What's your favorite mechanic?
Oh, punish counter is also really nice.
I was gonna say like punish counter on and force not and like I don't know. I feel like punish counters and the fact that you don't just get chipped anymore unless you're in burnout. I actually like that.
Well, I mean, chip damage still exists in the game. It just goes to a drive gauge and transitions.
Yeah, I think
over.
maybe the drive
I like
gauge.
that. Drive gauge is kind of
Yeah, I think drive gauge might be the correct answer. It's just such a nice design.
Okay, no.
It's maybe a little bit weird in like fine tuning in some areas, but I think in general it's probably like my favorite mechanic in any Street Fighter.
No, I can completely understand that because again, this first version of the game is a really good. I think is a really good version of a first Street Fighter game that we've had.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like you said, just a couple of fine tuning and we're good
It feels like we have been complaining a bit about the game so far, but if I'm honest, this is by far my favorite Street Fighter game on launch. Maybe my favorite fighting game on launch.
Okay.
And it's not even close.
I played
Maybe.
2 fighting games, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, I played.
But I think it's also like the critique to the game comes from a place of
passion.
deep care.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's people want like small issues the game might have, but in general, I think a lot of people enjoy it. And they want like the
iron
small
those out,
fixes.
smoothen them out.
The worst part about this game is the input system, and that's definitely not like an impossible fix.
No, I think they're gonna fix a fix at least.
It's just like the game. The problem with it is that the game's too unforgiving to be not getting your inputs on wake up.
No,
because
I
one
get
missed,
that.
one missed EXDP can cost you the whole game.
No, I 100% I get it. And sometimes, you know what, I'd rather, this is me personally, I'd rather my reversal come out and it get blocked than it not come out at all.
Agreed.
That's me personally, because sometimes I'm like, well, I did it and it would have hit you, but like, you know, the fact that it didn't come out in the first place, and you're like, yeah, I'm meeting this guy. You know when you meet someone and then they get hit, like, yeah, he tried to hold up, yeah, I got him, and it's like, no, I didn't. Nothing came out.
Yeah, he's
mate.
just like, I mashed DP for my life and nothing happened.
Enjoy your meaty.
Oh man, that's brilliant. Oh no, but speaking of which, you said there's too much on the line, right? I've got 2 more questions. Unless, Avar, you got a question you want to ask before we start wrapping things up, or?
I do, but it doesn't really. It's more about future content.
Okay,
That's okay
right.
to ask at this point.
So I'll ask my question, then you ask that one, and then we'll close
sure.
out. Right. So, EndingWalker, you mentioned there's too much on the line right now. Let me ask you both this question. I've actually thought about this recently, because obviously we've had Evo, we've had Gamers 8 with $1 million on the line, we've got Capcom Cup going to happen like at the end of the season, $2 million in total for a prize pool. Do you think there is too much money for the players right now with what's at stake in terms of what happens with the game? A little bit of input errors, how volatile the game can be. Do you think it's too much money, or do you think we're in a good place in terms of, right, the prize pools are decent and they're getting bigger? Let me get EndingWalker's answer on that first. It might be a tough one to answer, but I just think about it because, again, this game can be, like you said, highly punishing. And do you think the punishment or the stakes are a bit too high for something? Sometimes you make a mistake that's not necessarily yours to make, so...
I don't feel like the stakes are too high. I feel like the game's got problems for everybody. So at the same time, like, anybody can lose, but anybody can win.
Okay. I like that. Anyone can
But
win and lose.
I feel like there's no such thing as having too much money in the scene, because regardless of who wins, that person is playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Even if their opponent lost because they didn't get 1 DP. It could have been them.
So you don't think there's such thing as too much money? Wow.
I definitely think it could be, but I don't think it's this.
Would you wake up sweet for $5 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have hit.
No hesitation.
I would. We all know I would.
That's the reason why I don't think there's too much money, because I heard like 3rd to 4th place or something in Capcom Cup. There's like a 20k to 200k.
No,
something.
so 5th to 4th is an 5th to 4th is a 90k difference. Up there, it's higher, I think.
Because that's the thing.
No, but it's from like
up,
1st to 2nd. It's like 700k gap or something, isn't it?
Something like that.
It's not like that. I want someone to be in that situation. There's 2-2. It's last game, last round. And someone doesn't check a DI and they lose 700k.
Wow.
Nah, you don't want to see someone just immediately become. Nah, you don't want to just see someone just lose hope in this game for the rest of their life.
You said there's no such thing as too much money, so surely that's not a problem. You can't.
I am
No, that's just
salivating on
no,
it.
because 2-2 and like DIs are different to inputs. Like
I just hope
it's
that's
pretty
not
rare
me.
that
That's the only
DIs
thing I
don't come
pray
out.
of.
Okay, no, all right, I get the argument. I don't know, it's funny. Well, listen, the scenario might come to fruition later down the line. It might not, but no, Ovar, please ask away.
Yeah, sure. Looking into the future, very shortly, we're gonna have another character in the game. Are you guys interested in trying Aki? Are you gonna give her a fair chance? Are you interested in potentially maining her? We can start with Rikeman.
I am 100% for sure interested in maining her. I am gonna be honest, that is probably my favorite character design they've ever made in a Street Fighter. She's up there with Manat and Abigail for me, like in the top 3.
I still can't believe how much you love Abigail, to be honest.
Oh, he's such a nice. I don't understand. When people saw the trailer, I saw like the 90% dislike rate. I was like, he's the best thing I've ever seen. But no, Aki, honestly. Oh, I saw that character. I was like, oh my god, I have to play her. And I haven't felt like that since Manat.
Okay, no,
You have the strangest taste in characters.
Listen, he has the strangest taste in a lot of things, but we don't bring that up. Right, but so let me phrase it to you differently. Are you willing to give up an invincible reversal just to have fun with Aki Rikeman? Is that what you're willing to do?
Does she have an invincible reversal as well? It's just the Fong slide.
Yeah, but
it works a bit different. Yeah, it's different. So I lose the throws. It's probably worse, but like. If she's the same amount of fun I have with Manat, then I probably still won't drop Yuri, because I think Yuri's like top 1 or top 2. But it's up there, like, Aki, I pray so much that she's fun to play. Because if she's boring to play, I will actually be kind of upset.
No, I'm with you. I'm looking forward to trying her out as well. And to be fair, with what they've set a high benchmark with Rashid. Rashid's fun to play. And like what they've done with him in comparison to his SF5 iteration is definitely a step up. And I was saying as well, Aki's a brand new character. I was saying Aki's just a combination of Fang and Gil put together. But because she's a new character, there's no real reference. You use Fang, but that's a different character. So
don't you're a poison main. I just wonder, doesn't she feel like a bit like poison as well with the whips? Stuff like that. Because I got the Fong combined with poison, which I guess fits with the poison theme. I just wanted to see your input on this, because I felt it was almost like a bit poison with Fong.
I listen, if the I don't even know what it's called, because they literally put out the movements. I haven't even looked at it yet. Wherever the whip is, if that goes through fireballs, and when they're poisoned, I get a combo for that, I might have a little bit of fun.
I think EX does, but I'm not 100% sure since I haven't played the character.
It's going to be a nightmare for you.
She also has EX. She has EX heal, and it's plus on block, I think.
Well, I mean there might be like a slither, a little tinge of poison in there, but I just like how she's just designed mechanically in general. So I'm hoping, look, Rikeman, I'm with you. I'm hoping she's a massive amount of fun, because Rashid, I had fun with Rashid, but Rashid's not a Jammer's character. So I'm hoping Aki does it. If not, then I've got no hope
Do you
until
not jam with him?
What? I don't like how you all were in on this joke. Look.
Let's go!
Anyway, but yeah, no, Rashid's not a me character. He's fun, but like if Aki is not fun for me, then I'm gonna definitely skip over Ed. But like, I'll just wait for Akuma and then pretend I'm an Akuma player. But
I will probably join you.
Oh, behave. You're going to stick with Ed.
We're all going to test Akuma, because we all like Akuma. Akuma is always cool. I always like playing Akuma, even it's just fun.
Anyone who says Akuma isn't cool is lying to themselves.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, I mean,
rule of cool.
In the world of today, a lot of people lie to themselves about a lot of things. Some people think they're good players and they're not. But I said that on camera. I'm so sorry.
A side note to that, wouldn't it be amazing to have Akuma before he turned into Akuma? Like regular person Akuma?
No.
Well, like fruit dealer Akuma.
Isn't that just Gouken?
Super hammy demon.
I think that would be so cool.
I just think that's Gouken, honestly.
I don't know how many board meetings you're invited to, Veggie, but I can see why it's not that many.
I don't want a ton of Shotos like in Street Fighter 4. Kinda 5. I think it's good to stick with 3 Shotos and then keep it there.
They need to
sorry, Sakura players, I guess.
Well, only time will tell what they're going to release. I mean, look, if they bring poison back into the game in general, then I'll just shut up and then just play the game. But until then, We just gotta have fun and enjoy watching you guys battle it out and duke it out. But let's get EndingWalker's answer. Are you gonna give Aki a chance at all, or is she just?
Hell no.
Oh, wow. Okay, you just shut that down completely. What do you got against? What? You can't fix her or nothing? What's this about?
I do not like playing Zona or Zona-style characters. I don't care if she's rushed down, she looks like a Zona. They look like they're going to have a zoning or anti-zoning game plan.
So you are you just against? Are you anti-zoning? You just don't like them?
I don't mind Zonas. I don't like slow characters.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I don't like slow characters either. She doesn't look that slow to me, which is a big thing.
Okay, I can understand the slow aspect. So why aren't you playing Rashid then? He zip lines all over the place. Why don't you play him then?
No, I'm playing DJ instead.
Oh, you're playing DJ? I didn't know you played DJ.
Definitely.
Wow, okay.
Plays like everyone.
Yeah,
one of those players just plays everyone.
I got bored of playing Ryu.
Wait, what was that? I didn't. Sorry, my ear was. Sorry, what? Let me clear that out real quick. Sorry, what was that? I didn't quite get
Nothing.
that. Okay, that's what I thought you said. I'm sorry.
EndingWalker, before the game released, you said you were gonna main Zangief. Why did you not?
Bro, I still have the Geef. I want to do it, but it's. I cannot, as a competitor, lie to myself this hard and pick Geef.
Don't listen to Veggie.
Honestly,
nah, Ragman's whispering evil into his ear.
dude, that's. I respect the honesty from EndingWalker.
This is amazing because a month ago this kid was not talking like this. I don't know what happened. I don't know who spoke some sense into him, but I'm loving these answers right now. I love that we've got this all on camera. All right, so my last question, because we are running out of time here. Right, let me Rikeman, let me ask you this: if you wanted to get 2 players onto the show for an exhibition like this one, who would you want to see as an exhibition? Anyone?
Ooh. Haven't we seen enough? I think players we haven't seen enough yet in these types of shows. I would, if I want to say. Oh, that's a good question.
Shall I come back to you? You seem like you're very deep in thought. I don't know if you're still happy about Abigail's trailer.
I'm so happy still.
Well, I'll come back to you. EndingWalker, if there's 2 players you wanted to see on the show to duke it out in the first to 10, we have a chat with them. Is there any 2 players you have in mind since we're back on the air?
Random versus Kaz.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. No, that's a good choice, actually. I'm a huge fan of Random. I'd love to talk to him.
No, I'm trying to think. Isn't it? I'm thinking Phenom. I haven't seen Phenom enough, I think, a lot of people. But I'm trying to think of who should I put him against if I had to choose. Because that's a hard question, because I think Phenom is fantastic in this game.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I mean, we could do Phenom versus Random. That could be one.
Oh, actually, that would be funny to watch. They're like 2 completely different playstyles. Well, I don't want to call random. He's not random. He's really
no, he implements it, but he's far from it. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Exactly, yeah.
I know what you mean.
But Phenom versus Random would actually kind of be my choice, maybe.
Okay.
Or Phenom versus UCO. I think that's a player. Phenom versus UCO is probably my choice.
Oh, that'd be fun as well.
Do you know what? Juicy Joe, I think he doesn't get enough. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done. I know he plays JP, so there's kind of like a negative stigma there anyway. But I think he's a fantastic Swedish player. No, okay. We'll make a note of that. We'll definitely make a note of that. All right. We got to conclude it here because I love chatting with you guys, but we do have a time limit on our hands. So if we get the player card up so we let the people know where to follow these 2 fine gentlemen, I think we do have one here. It's a pleasure to have them on. You can see their socials there as well. EndingWalker, you got your Twitch channel back, right? I have seen you on there. No one stole it from you?
No, not right now.
Okay, wait, someone stole it from you before? What happened? What?
No.
Okay, so it's firmly back in your hands. Are we safe and sound?
Yes.
Are you above the age limit? Are we all good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Right. Make sure you follow me on his Twitch channel. I believe he is back actively streaming. I hope so. Make sure you follow him on Twitter as well. He actually, EndingWalker actually puts a lot of adults he embarrasses a lot of adults with his takes on life because he doesn't pay bills yet. So he's not going to complain as hard.
I haven't got that tax payer's mindset yet.
I like those choice of words. I like this kid. Bright future ahead of him. All right, yes, Rikeman's Twitter is there as well. But Rikeman, the floor is yours. You got any last words? Anyone want to thank? Anyone want to shout out? The floor is yours.
Shout out to the CPT crew making these sets possible, I suppose.
Perfect. I mean, we had to give you a podium for your hot take somewhere. You can't just speak into the void. We got to let someone in.
Well, I can, but no one's listening in the void.
Unfortunately, I get paid to listen to you, so someone's got to do it. Anyway, EndingWalker, what about you? Any last words? Anyone you want to thank at all?
Can I thank Beggy for representing the Lotes?
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
And I appreciate you for thanking me. Thank you so much. Thank you, EndingWalker.
So are you doing that job that nobody wants to do? You taking on that burden no one's taking on? Is that it? Damn.
Yeah.
I'll take him over. I'll get rank 1 on Geef leaderboard again for you soon, Dory.
Wow, that's what an answer. Paying you back in kind.
Screenshot it now then.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
We've got about 24 hours.
I'll tell my grandchildren about it.
All right. Gentlemen.
On the 25th of September, I was ranked 1 Geef again in Europe.
All right, gentlemen, when you're ready, you can leave the Discord call and you can go about the rest of your evening, because I know it's pretty late for you, Rikeman, and, well, I don't know when your bedtime is, EndingWalker, but I know you're a gamer, so you stay up until God knows what time in the morning, so I want you to get some rest as much as possible. But yes, gentlemen, hopefully I get to speak to you guys soon. It's always a pleasure hearing you. But yeah, when you're ready, you can leave the Discord call so we can close out the rest of the show.
Absolutely.
So,
thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much for coming. That was an amazing show, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Here,
boys.
That was really fun. Yeah.
All right, so that was well, what a set. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. 10-9. We don't write these scripts, we just let the players go at it, and because it's a volatile game, we got plenty more to come on the way. It has been a busy period for us bringing the show back, and it will be an even busier period because the CPT is definitely deeply underway as well. There's going to be, I'm pretty sure there's online tournaments happening every day of the week, exhibitions, whatnot, but we're going to be trying to be as consistent as possible on the Mondays, bringing you guys these conversations. And look, this is part of the show, this is our USP. We give you the first to 10s, but we also chat to the players because you get some funny answers in the chat, and this is what we do it for you guys as well. Speaking of the CPT, we load up the website, Capcom Pro Tour, type it in on Google, head on over to the website and get all the latest news regarding the CPT as opposed to the online premieres and the World Warrior rankings. The World Warrior program is mighty underway right now. As you can see, these are the players that are qualified at the moment. We got Angry Bird, the Evolution 2023 champ. We got Travis Styles coming back from Australia represented. We've got Kusanagi, I believe, that is winning with the Ken. If that's not Kusanagi, I apologize. We have Snake Eyes beating JP, and he probably sold everyone a dream, thinking that Zangief can beat JP. There is a slither of hope, but listen, that was a fantastic set to watch. We've got Dookie winning with the JP as well, and our latest qualifier, I believe, is actually it's the DJ player from Brazil. I forgot his name actually. I was about to say it was NL, but no, we had the Brazilian CPT. Shout out to James Chen and Marine on commentary. Chat, thank you very much. Namikaze, that was it. Thank you very much there, Olvaha. But yes, you can head over to the website and find everything about the CPT as well. Don't forget, we did say the teams are announced for SFL Europe, and I hope you guys tune in. 3 returning teams as well as 3 new teams. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of the football here in the European region, and we've got a Premier League team in the league. I don't know when they're going to announce their teams, and obviously Veggie doesn't want a contract, so he's not going to tell me anything. But yes, please lock into this when they go live. But just know that these teams are coming back. Maybe you might have an inkling of an idea who's going to be in the league. You might not. But yes, also, I believe as well, do not forget, thank you very much. Yes, like I said, the World Warrior program's underway. We just had World Warrior France yesterday with Mr. Crimson winning that. I believe it was Mr. Crimson Valmaster in the grand final. Shouts to Logan and Damascus for holding it down on commentary there. But their next World Warrior will be on the 29th of October. I think a CPT is on that weekend. I think an online CPT is on that same weekend. I can't remember which one it was. But hey, that will be the next one for France. And France actually have some of the highest number of entrants in terms of the World Warrior program in terms of European. But yes, this is their schedule there. I believe we have the... Yes! That is it as well. If you want to see EndingWalker in action this week, 4 days from now, or 3 days from now, 4 days from now, we will have UK and Ireland Bracket Reset number 3 Bracket Reset, or visual platform in collaboration with Reversal and Team Aggie, bringing you the Bracket Reset World Warrior. It's been fun. EndingWalker is on a win streak right now. Can he maintain that win streak, or will someone dethrone him? We will find out. But yes, that will be happening this Friday, 29th of September. And I believe, yes, Salt Mine League are doing a couple of the World Warriors as well. They're doing Northeast of Europe, they're doing Europe West, and they're doing Germany. Their own one, the German one's been great to watch as well. Veggie, they're handling your one as well, right? Is that right?
Yes, they
are. They are doing the Scandinavian region as well. So these are the schedules. The next one for these guys will be in October. It looks like they're doing Germany first, and then it's going to be 3 consecutive days. So October 13th through 15th. That's when EGX is on. Yeah, that's when EGX is on. I think that's right, if I'm looking at that right. Yeah, okay. But yes, EGX will be on at that same time, but this is going to be crazy. High-level action, pretty much every month and pretty much almost every day of the week. You guys are in for a treat here. But yes, this is the schedule. Make sure you follow Saltmine League on all of their social media outlets, the Twitch, the Twitter, and the YouTube when everything is archived. And speaking of which, yes, I mentioned EGX. EGX is returning. If you find yourselves in London, or you are taking, or you plan the trip down, you want to go for some offline competitive Street Fighter, why not sign up to EGX? EGX is having a 5k prize pool for Street Fighter 6 here on Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th of October. And it's part of a gaming convention. So if you book your time to come down here to enjoy a bit of London and attend the gaming convention, then you get that on top of entering a tournament as well. I have heard, word on the street is, a certain general has signed up, and a certain Dawson player has signed up to EGX as well. That's all I'll tell you. It's going to be in the Excel Centre in London. So, hey, you want to consider something? There is going to be some kind of action here. But yes, it's been great. We need to get back into the stride of things. I felt I was a bit rusty tonight, but we need to get back into the stride of things. We'll be back on Mondays as well. But, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Now we can actually bring our private chats about Street Fighter 6 back to the camera, and then we can hear Rikeman's hot takes as well. But it's going to be interesting hearing people's opinions on the mechanics, future characters, content in general. We forgot to ask the guys about costumes. We'll get around to that. We'll get around to that next time.
We'll
but
later.
Any last words from you?
Last words. I had a great time. I'm so glad we're back, and the guests and the games obviously were fantastic just tonight, and I can't wait for the next episode, honestly.
Sweet. And then good old Veggie, you had a good time tonight?
I'm gonna surprise you and be really short today. Be short and concise. I already walked away from that, starting to delve deeper into the words themselves, but it's great to be back.
All right, there you have it. Well, we're back on the airways. We're going to be here on Mondays, like I said. I can't stress that enough. We should be bringing you another episode next week. Fingers crossed. Like I said, it's a busy period for everyone. But yes, keep playing Street Fighter. Stay safe, wash your hands, and enjoy some fighting games. Until then, we will see you next time. Make sure you subscribe to Capcom Fighters on all the social media outlets. The episode will be put on the YouTube channel as well if you missed the action today. But we'll see you very soon. Take care.
It's a rap like some bandages, the winner is unanimous. I'm quicker than the flashes from the lights on the cameras. Oh, you the best? What a big cap. I could take you standing on my backpack. Don't listen to the chatter or any of the commotion. Where'd your life go? Well, your boy got it stolen. Hit harder than a rock and I watch you get eroded. I am the one that's been destined, I've been chosen. Bring your best man, have him spinning like a cellophane. Climb to the top of all mountains. Make me the boss of all bosses. Climb to the top of all mountains. Make me the boss of all bosses. I got fists, got feet, I got brains. Yonsei, y'all all get slut. Beat other cheaters and balance the cranes. Need the win, man, forget all the praise. My words hitting harder than your sticks and stones. I'ma need the gold like a herringbone. A challenge or no challenge, man, you got to go. I'll be sitting on it while you watch the throne. One check, two, you ain't first, you lose. One check, two, you ain't first, you lose. Quick 1, 2, you be the first to lose. Knock you right out, let my clock hit snooze. Limitless, I got drive like a dealership. Let's steal it and settle it, blur you out like a censorship. I'm a king undisputed when I step into the ring.